Last time the party was heading to Coruscant because they want to go there for sightseeing, apparently.
A little more than that.
There is there's nothing wrong with sightseeing.
Of course, we're going to the most important site in the setting. Site.
Is it?
Sight,
Is
sight.
it?
To some people,
We'll
it might
see.
be.
Anyway, we'll see which part of Coruscant each one of the party will.
Okay, about the chat, it works, but you should probably not put it there, probably more on the left. That's all.
Okay.
The main reason I put it on the right cloud is because it's taking up the most of the map screen on the left, and I want to give as good a view to the stream as possible. If I put it on the right, all it's really covering is the older roles that are not
No,
really necessary.
you don't understand. They're also covering the chat. It's unreadable basically. While on the left there's small white space, to make it more
Ooh.
readable.
Okay, give me a second. I'll
Except if you want to put it down right, where you're typing your stuff usually.
Hmm.
give me a
That will work.
second then, because I didn't realise that. I'll.
Yeah, if you want, I could
No,
show it
it's fine.
again.
It's fine. Transition. There we go. Is that better?
In three, two, one.
Mm,
Technical difficulties.
I think the issue is it's too small. The chat is too small. But anyway, we will
And
when Tyrant comes, we
I'll
will fix
resize
it.
it. I'll resize it a little bit.
Yeah, when people are start showing, we will talk about it at that time. Let's proceed.
Transition. That should work for now. Let's continue.
We will see. Anyway,
Should work. Anyway, so um, you're aboard your ship, heading towards Coruscant, and your plan is to visit the Jedi Temple first, and then go for
Yes.
a deep dive.
I mean, to Elena's credit, she did offer to go do the job first, but everyone else decided that they want her at her best. So that's why we're doing the temple first.
Yep.
Okay, so does anyone has something planned? Uh,
I do have a lot planned for this week, but most of it happens after or during the temple, so I'll
okay,
leave.
for right now.
For
Neo
right.
is a character that goes with the flow, so I'm usually not planning stuff for him unless it's very important. It's something important for the whole story, so I go with the flow of the rest. So I
All,
have
Okay,
nothing planned.
all I've got planned for Elena is for her to go down to lay down at the back of the Chad speeder on the makeshift bed and do a little bit of a force trance,
okay.
which may involve a use of force roll to enhance one of our secret plots. But other than that, yeah. Although she does say to Neo and Ketch, uh, I need to go prepare myself. I need to. I'm still recovering from earlier on. She gives them a holocom. Go. Can one of you warn Kukruk about this dark side thing I've sensed? It's more powerful than anything I've ever sensed before. He'll understand what I mean.
Uh,
What I mean.
okay. Neo nods and grabs the. It's like a communicator, right? Sorry.
It's a encrypted holocommunicator. Yeah,
Mhm. So he just has to call Krukuk and inform him, right?
that's all you have to do. Yeah, Elena's basically
Okay.
done everything else.
Okay. So when he sees that Elena is, there just positioning herself in the jet speeder just to, not be in middle of trouble or anything like that, Neo opens the call.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, after some time,
Hmm.
there is a response,
Okay.
and
Neo looks at him and says in a core, "Hi."
okay, I have to say it. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I was expecting.
Neo doesn't know exactly what else to say, so you know he says, "Yeah, well, Elena this moment told me that to inform you it was that we were going to the Jedi Temple, right? This other character.
Yep, we're
Hmm.
going to the Jedi Temple.
That yeah, that we're going to the Jedi Temple, and right now she's going to meditate on the way there.
Also, I think Elena's also told you that she feels that Force has one last test for her in the temple, so
Yeah.
you can tell him that as well.
Okay. And she told me that she feels the Force has the last test for her in the temple. Do you get that?
The Force is the ultimate villain that must die. Oh wait.
You see,
Mhm,
you see the Wi-Fi face palming.
mhm. Okay, look, that says, okay, look, I'm new to this. I'm just trying to understand it. And you're supposed to be a master. That's why I'm asking you.
Everyone is trying to understand the Force. Nobody can.
As you, I have a perfect understanding of the Force.
There's only one that
Exactly.
understands everything here.
The Rock.
Yes,
The
it's
Rock.
Exactly. This one.
Uh, okay, in any case.
Uh,
Hmm.
he will say, well, okay,
Hmm.
since you're heading to Coruscant, I think it would be helpful for her to visit the temple. Although I'm not sure that she will be able to find anything of use there. Uh, but in any case, tell her to be careful.
There is something else I would like to share with you now that I have the chance to talk with you. We found a spy device here on our ship. We weren't able to pinpoint where, but while that was happening, Elena had a vision regarding that an expanded vision of that thing that he saw in Dathomir. We
Now,
think it might be from the Empire,
now
but we are not sure.
this is very troubling. Hmm.
I'm warning you of this so you and what was the name of the witch out of character I'm asking this?
Ilva.
Yeah.
Okay. So you and Ilva can check your the places where you're just in case and be on your guard. I
Psst,
wouldn't want anything to happen to either of you.
psst. Also tell him what Elena told you about the very powerful Dark Force she felt pushing against it while having
Hmm.
the vision.
She also mentioned one thing that I almost forgot because I don't get it a lot. But she mentioned a really powerful dark force that was like coming this way. I think it was.
Okay, why are you telling me these things and not Helena herself? Because I think it would be much.
Because she's in this pose and she only told me to tell you about the Jedi Temple. But I feel like you and the oh shit, I keep forgetting the name of the
Ilva.
witch.
Mm.
Ilva.
Ilva, you and Ilva um, should be aware of this because you are our allies, you are friends, and I worry about you two mainly because of Elena's health too.
Hmm. I'd like to speak with her as soon as this is possible.
I will see if I can get her to call you herself.
Okay, thank you for all the information.
You're welcome. Good luck.
You too.
Thanks. In cuts communication. Neo goes to give the hello communicator with Arena, and after she handles it, he tells her, I told her what you told me to do, and I also told her about what happened last night. You know, everything that I was aware of and that you told me. I
Elena,
thought that they should know.
Elena gives you a concerned look, but then
Hmm.
nods and gives and nods and just says, I didn't want to worry my master, but I appreciate you telling him all the same.
He also wants to talk to you when you are able to. The sooner the better the sooner the possible the better.
I understand. I'll contact him. I'll contact him in a few minutes. I'm still shaky from my experiences last night, but
I get
this
it.
is
I get it.
important.
Take you. That news is. I get it. Take your time. It's not worth it. I don't think that either for you to not be on the right mind when you are talking on yourself. That, in my opinion, could be worse.
I understand your concern, Neo, but I agree. The sooner I talk to my master, the better. Perhaps
Mhm.
talking to him might actually get me in the right mind for the temple, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that nods and says okay. And goes to help get you with the preparations.
Before, as you're leaving, Elaine just goes, uh,
Mhm.
remind me to talk to you both as soon as we finish our business on Coruscant. There's something I need to tell both you and Ketch in private.
Then Nia looks at you and says, "Okay."
She lays back down, and I'm going to use the roll to force here
Mhm.
to go into my trance. This is
Okay.
Mhm.
gonna. This is.
You don't need. You don't have to roll.
I know I don't have to roll, but I'm also
Mhm.
going along a diff. I'm also following the other secret plotline we've been
Nice.
Oh no, not BRB. We need Ket. We actually need him.
Oh
Uh,
God.
Does that
get
20?
water.
Does that 28 get me any closer
Don't worry,
to
go.
the special
Hmm.
cameo we've been discussing?
So, um, yeah, let's continue.
Mhm.
Um, as Neo gets back
Mhm.
um, to the cockpit, you
Mhm.
see Dessa approaching Ket,
Mhm.
and she says, "Well, since we're going to visit Coruscant, which means New Republic territory, there are few things that you should know, guys. They are pretty meticulous with their security stuff, and do you actually own this ship?"
Nia that freezes and says, "Funny story about that."
She gives you a look.
We stole it while escaping from the Empire, while it was in Empire control.
Ah, great, says. Okay.
But maybe Captain. Give me a second, I have to look for her name. God
Captain
damn it, I'm
Nosk.
hard. Name.
Captain Nosk.
And Captain Nos can give us a hand. Maybe help us to make it more legal once we are there.
I don't think he has any jurisdiction in this matter, so
You see Nia's already tired, smiling face, really, forced and worry begins even more tight. Like
Hyperventilating
saying, "Oh,
begins.
great,
she sees you like
great."
that.
He's thinking, "Oh, great, Neo."
Quick, get a paper
Bureaucracy
bag.
roll.
She sees you like that. She, she gives you a smile and says, "Don't worry so much. Things are not dire yet." Um,
Yet you seem to be forgetting which group you are with.
so I happen to have a few codes that might be able to
Mhm.
not get us into trouble with the authorities.
Okay.
When
B
asked,
roll for dealing with the authorities.
Oh, yes. The ship is not yours, so
Yeah, we can have trouble with the Republic.
Mm.
We stole it from the Empire. Even if
Well,
we love it.
that's a that's a one right there.
Oh God!
Do you want to take 20 on that one, man?
It would have been nice, but that's not what I got.
I want to roll this just out of curiosity to see what I get. I don't expect anything good, but let's see what
okay,
happens.
okay.
Oh wow!
That's
That's a
something good.
17.
That's
Neo knows something that is the machine.
Neo did a thing.
It's not. It's not a one. Uh,
It's a 17. That's the shock.
so if these codes are still working, that means that hopefully we
Mhm.
won't be in any trouble. If
Does that
not,
knowledge in bureaucracy can give me some insight on what she's
mm,
saying if these things go wrong?
yeah. Phone. Give me a second.
No problem. Take your time.
Ilva opens her holocom. Yes.
I'm I'm waiting for the moment that he says he knew it's not necessary for a bit, so I can go to a quick bathroom break.
Go for a quick bathroom break now. Quick.
Okay.
Run! I also get the feeling that I may have unlocked the special cameo, so I'm happy now. I've unlocked the super secret cameo. Yay! And chat, we are all alone. So how was your day? We're all having fun here in the Star Wars galaxy, and I hope you are too. Excuse me.
Okay, done.
I'm the only one here, so we're gonna have to wait for everyone else.
Perfect.
We can talk. No,
I'm
we can't.
back. I'm back. So,
No.
what insight did I get?
So you know that the New Republic is
Mhm,
using pretty much almost the same protocols that the Empire used to
mhm,
had established and used. They have
mhm.
made a few uh,
Changes.
tweaks and changes, but essentially it's the same system, let's say.
Mhm,
Which means every ship that does business or approaches Imperial and now New Republic space needs to have some serial code,
mhm.
some kind of come on, of ID, let's say,
Yeah. Mhm,
uh, so that they can know what uh, if something happens, uh, they know where to
who did
find
it?
or what
Mhm,
to do, pretty
mhm.
much.
Could looking at the codes that sorry, I'm confusing names now between both games.
Data,
Oh,
Oh,
great.
let the Wookiee win.
uh, what was the name of the right love girl woman?
Data.
Mhm.
Lisa. Uh, I was confusing it with Elith.
Okay.
uh,
How am I the only one who actually remembers all the names? I must score victory points.
uh, I I could look. With the knowledge in bureaucracy role, could I look at the codes and see if any of them would work or not?
Um, they seem legit as far as
Mhm. As far as I know.
the number of letters
Hmm.
that of characters that they're in.
Hmm.
So yeah, they could work.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Okay, just may uh, knowing what I can get of this or not. Okay.
Hmm. There are actually two numbers that two codes that
Yeah, I know. That's why I said the codes that she has.
yeah. When it says okay, we can use either of them,
Hmm.
and if this doesn't work, well,
Yeah.
then we might need to contact a few people.
Yeah. Says now. Nothing like that. Let's
Anyway,
look for
I'm
a
not
message.
used in situations like this. Almost every time that I had to travel somewhere, I was either in
In a legit ship
in a
or doing
legit
the
ship,
work.
yes, or no one knew I was there. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's it for now.
Hmm.
Um, and
Hmm.
after a few hours,
Hmm.
you reach your destination.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, within those few hours, I think Elena will actually um, heed Kukrook's request and call him back.
Okay.
So I activate the com.
Mm-hmm. This time the response is quicker. Uh,
I still
yes.
sound look ragged and absolutely worn out, but I do say, "Hello, Master. Neo mentioned you wanted to speak with me."
Yes, he said some concerning things, and I was worried. What exactly happened?
As Neo already mentioned before, we had a unexpected visitor at our ship last night, and as we were doing this, I sensed a very disturbing thing in the Force.
Could you elaborate?
It felt like a enveloping darkness was coming around the entire galaxy, not just in our ship, but everywhere else around all our allies as well. I went to investigate deeper, and I felt some a very powerful presence in the Force pushing me back, and it was resurfacing those visions on Dathomir again.
Hmm. Did you get any familiar feelings?
No, Master.
Any...
I thought it was Kalerin, but it after a bit of investigation, I knew it wasn't. This presence felt darker and far more powerful.
This is very concerning.
Kalerin, when I last saw him, Kalerin mentioned to me a old man he was working with, someone who knew Palpatine's secrets. I'm wondering if this old man was the same person I had a little entanglement with last night in the Force.
It was the same one that actually was instrumental in his turn, from what I remember.
I nod.
We'll have to be careful. We'll have to be careful, and we'll have to move quickly before things get out of hand.
I agree, Master.
The more time this holocron and who knows whatever else spends on their hands, the worse it will be.
I regret not destroying the holocron while I had the chance on Dantooine. But at that point, my priorities were getting my crew members out alive. There's no telling what Kaleran could have done to them if had I left.
Hmm. Well, there is no point to regret what happened because I don't think you were in a position to actually find the better course of action in all this chaos.
I agree, and it feels the Force led me to you for this very quest.
Have faith, little one. We will come on top of this in one way or the other.
Yes, Master. Neo also mentioned you had concerns with my premonition about the Jedi Temple.
Yes. First of all, I want to warn you that you're not going to find anything there. I mean, the temple was completely emptied with from all its files and everything related to the Force when it was sacked. And after that, it was used as safekeeping for Palpatines and who know what, who else's secrets. And the temple was completely emptied, as I've learned, before Coruscant fall to the hands of the New Republic again.
That's not what I've heard, Master.
It is not.
No, I've had it on good source from a contact of mine within the New Republic scouting expedition that there may be some archive computers and some files there that are still intact.
Hmm. Even so, these ones could be scoured for any valuable information beforehand, or even have certain files deleted. You never know.
I remember
Other
you.
than that,
Yeah, I nod and I go. I remember you telling me the tale of Count Dooku and how he deleted an entire star system from the records.
yes, and that was when the Jedi Order was at its strongest. At least that's what we thought. But other than that, be warned that the temple is not completely, let's call it, a serene place. It has seen a lot of tragedies through the years. A lot of things have happened even before the temple was built.
I nod.
It is a very old place.
I nod.
Keep your wits about you.
Yes, Master. I I'm in orbit of Coruscant now, and I can feel the pain you mention.
And remember, you don't have to give in to fear or any negative feelings that will try to swarm you. Just remember your training. Keep calm and
Eat pizza.
yes, uh, keep calm and always try to find the balance in you.
Yes, Master. And speaking of balance, I think it's about time I explained to you why I had that premonition in the first place and tried to describe to you what it was.
Go ahead.
I had Neo mention to you that I felt that the Force had one final test for me while I was there.
Yes.
I think I think the Force has awakened me to something that you've tried to tell me all along, that there's no I can't really help anyone that I care about if I keep doubting myself. and I think the Force wishes to test my spirit and
By
awaken me to
forcing
birth.
me,
And
by force, God,
go on.
by forcing me to wear trousers.
I think the Force wishes to test my resolve and try and awaken me to my ability so that I may better help my companions in their time of need. I don't know exactly for what purpose, though. I think you've mentioned it as being called the Trial of Spirit.
It is uh, somewhat, maybe, what you feel right now. I cannot know for sure, only you can say for certain, and you will find out.
I nod. With your
Trust in the Force. Don't try to hide everything. Everything. Don't try to hide anything.
I nod.
Because you won't be hiding from the Force. The Force has no mind of its own, as in, as we do. If you try and hide something, you will be hiding from yourself, and that's what keeps you down.
I nod.
That's all I have to say. I believe that you will be, and you see a small smile on his face. You will be successful yet again.
I smile back and say to him, only because of your teaching, Master.
Well, if, as I said before, if I uh, was able to do anything to help you, that's more than anything I could ask for.
I nod.
May the force be with you.
And also with you, Master. Watch out for each other out there.
Easier said than done, he says.
I laugh. I give a little giggle. Yeah, I know she can be a pain in the arse at times, but keep with it.
And the communication cuts off.
I say to myself, I actually say to myself and transmit it to through the force to him as he's walking away. I just say, "You've put up with me for 18 years. I don't think Hilbert will be much of a problem."
18 years of pain and suffering. So,
Well,
um,
if Neo was anywhere close to that, he will ask, with all the troubles he gets, we get into, she was trouble? Oh, God.
so,
um, Hi there, Tyron. How's the chat looking? I've done a little couple of tweaks since the start of the episode, but hopefully it should be working now.
hopefully.
It's not working. Oh, no.
And nah.
So anyway, you have finally arrived on Coruscant. Um, you're
That's good.
witnessing something that you have never seen before.
Hmm.
The whole planet is a huge city. You can see the lights everywhere, and the traffic there is even before you get to the planet's atmosphere is impressive to say the least. There is a huge
Nice.
number of ships moving all around, pretty much. As you get close, you can hear an incoming
Mm.
transmission. Well, do you reply?
Yes,
Okay.
we don't want trouble.
Intergalactic proton power electrical tentacle advertising droids.
We're going to be in trouble, but that doesn't mean we want to get into more trouble.
So, you can hear a voice saying, "Welcome, welcome to Coruscant. G8 TROS, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Well, welcome to Coruscant. We hope you have a peaceful and good stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd kindly like to ask about your serial number, so we can uh, keep in
Mm-hmm.
tabs with our computers and stuff. You know how it is.
And recommend to you the best
Nia says,
B&B on Coruscant.
Nia
Yes.
says, uh, sure, give me a second. Turns around, looks this gives her tries to use her sign so she send one of the calls to see if it works.
Okay. She actually hands you both of them so that you can.
Okay, I try the first one that I see. I say okay. I'm sending it. I send the first one.
Is it? Hmm. Ah, that's pretty old one. Um, please hold a second, he says.
Okay.
There's a small pause, and
Neo is keeping a poker face at this.
after a minute, you can hear the voice again saying,
Mhm.
"Okay, everything seems fine. You're clear to land. One last thing. Could you please state the reason of your visit? Anything
Uh,
specific so that we can give you some directions?"
we are that the Neo says. We have here a friend that is a bit into historic marks to lands to say the least, and she wants to check out the Jedi Temple.
Oh, well, you can hear him saying that not directly to
To
the
Neo.
comlink he's using,
Mhm.
but maybe to someone else
Mhm.
standing near him.
Around.
Yeah, saying, "Well, this whole thing turns out to be one of the biggest tourist attractions. Okay, you'll find it pretty easily,"
Very well, thank you.
he says.
Mhm.
And then you can see a small
Mhm.
transmission that gives you the location of
Mhm.
where exactly the temple is located.
Okay.
And the communication is cut off.
Okay. I send the coordinates to Ketch and I keep pressing the button so the ship doesn't destroy.
Yes, Tyron, yes, Tyron, the Jedi Temple is in the works. That means we're going to be doing a large dungeon full of freaking droids and evil fun brain monsters. And the most annoying side
Oh,
quest in the
goody!
entire game involving a man who is obsessed with machines.
Uh,
A little in
uh,
joke for Torvair, if you help recognize it.
mhm.
and as you start, now that you have your a clear course,
Coordinates. Mhm.
and start heading there, you can hear this saying, "Ah, it seems that the codes were legit. I actually won't have to do bad stuff to people again."
By the way, Marissa,
Neo that looks at her and says, "You don't mean Badstein in the case that will get us into trouble, right?"
He gives you a look and says,
Mm.
"Of course not."
Okay. Look, Neo doesn't say anything. He just notes that, and it's more of when she gives her a look. It's more like he's going to say. can you blame? He thinks to himself, how can she blame me for that? Everything bad that we have end up doing some way somehow ends up landing and us landing in trouble. He doesn't say it out loud. He just
Yeah,
thinks.
again.
By the way, Briss, Tyron's asked a very good question in chat. Do you think the Empire would have left the works as it is when they found it?
The what?
The work sector in Coruscant. Do you think the Empire would have left it as it was or made any changes?
Actually, they would have made a few changes.
I was hoping you will say you will see ominously.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Yes. And as you continue your journey, you can finally see um, a huge building. That's the first thing that you see. A huge dome, to be more specific.
I roll an illusion check. This is from episode 1. It shouldn't look like that.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Um, which you make an educated guess that this should be um, the building housing the Senate,
Mhm.
which means a huge statue of Palpatine.
Well, what do you mean a huge statue of Palpatine? He is the Senate.
Exactly.
He is the building.
It houses the Senate, which means a huge statue of Palpatine. And
Neo looks at it and says out loud, "Yeah, torrents have a nigga that can't be matched." And then he turns to keep looking to the other to the other places around Coruscant. Also
Tyron,
to
and
get go
Max,
paladin.
Max Tyron says he's looking out for you. Just so you know.
and in the
Tyron is your
distance,
little winged angel.
yes, and
I wish he was more than that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and
introducing the Tyron NPC.
the Terran NPC. And in the distance, you can see another huge building.
Mhm,
It consists of, um, let's call it, well, you know how the Jedi Temple is. Pretty much is
yeah.
it
We are
resembles,
seeing it right now on screen.
yeah, it resembles a ziggurat cut in half, and from then on it has the five
Mhm,
towers.
mhm,
And you can see that around it there are some uh, traffic, but not so much.
mhm,
The weather is fine for now. It
mhm.
doesn't seem
Cloudy.
anything, yeah,
Mhm.
extremely cloudy or something like
Despite
that.
the image having clouds here.
Yeah, there's a guard. Uh,
It's cloudy with a chance of force powers.
yes, and of course you know that you are not allowed to land
Mhm,
anywhere near there, so you
mhm.
have to find a landing
Yeah,
spot
and in play.
platform
And then
around
drive.
there.
While traveling there and looking at the on the Jedi Temple, Neo out loud if Elena is around here. Asked, I wonder
Huh?
how many Jedi were there when it was on actually active.
Elena
Looks like
actually
it could
isn't.
have. Looks like it could house a lot of people.
Elena is actually in the cockpit at this point because
Mhm.
she's fully recovered. And she goes, "My master, Masters Voss and Kakrut told me very interesting stories about the Jedi Temple. In the heyday, there used to be millions of Jedi in this one temple. I, you
At the mention of million, while you are continuing saying Neo
Well,
just turns
I
around
wouldn't
and
say
looks at you.
millions.
Eh, his eyes open as big as they can, trying to get the idea in his head that this thing that he sees Elena and Jawain do once had millions of people capable of doing it, having trouble imagining that amount of people
Well,
being able
not
to do that kind of stuff.
to be fair, not millions, but a lot of them.
LA is just
Well, she
exaggerating.
said millions. He's taking what Elena says. She knows, as you know, not the truth, but the closest thing to the truth. So
Well,
still,
Elena's only
it's a big
relaying what
number.
Kukruk told her, and Kukruk and Voss told her, and it's Voss that came up with a million things to try and impress her.
Well,
Still, it's what she knows, and the imagining a number around that it still boggles the mind of
so
Neo.
to make this a little bit shorter, you find a landing platform.
Hmm.
You have no problems there.
Hmm.
So you get out, and
Hmm.
To the Chad speeder,
now
Elena goes back into her makeshift bed.
yes, and now it's time for you to make your approach.
Hmm.
People are getting
Okay.
bigger and bigger.
We are normal size. Oh, I don't have I have force points or not. I don't remember. Give me a second.
Yes,
Yes, we all have force
you
points.
have
Okay.
again.
It's basically regenerative
Okay.
per day.
No,
So,
no, I didn't know if I had it had passed enough time for that. Give me a sec.
As I'm explaining
There.
the history of the Jedi Temple
Hmm.
or what I know of it to Neo, I'm also gauging Dace's reaction
Hmm.
to my story as well.
hmm, you can see her looking at the building uh, very intently.
Hmm.
She also hears what you have to say. She's paying attention what I'm trying to say.
I know. As I'm finishing my story, I give one look to Dace and look between them. I say, "But those are just the
Hmm.
stories I've heard. If you want a more concrete idea of what the temple used to be like, you should ask my master."
Hmm.
Yeah, not so that, but it's still not. It's not like he's going to go around asking that, mainly because he just asks out of curiosity. He's not really interested into looking deep into the story and how the Jedi
I'm the
Order
only
once
Jedi
was.
Neo has any interest in. Got it.
It's more like he knows they're there. He knows they're important, but they aren't here anymore. So he doesn't see the point in learning more than what he hears around
Oh,
about them. Besides what
a
involves him.
small thing that I neglected to mention. You're not allowed to enter there, or you know,
Hmm.
places like that with any weapons for obvious reasons.
Obviously, so obviously Neo leaves his weapon behind, so he's an
Yeah.
armor. Give me a second.
I mean, we're gonna. I mean, Elena's doing the custom thing that they've been doing, like tucking her
That's not how
lightsaber.
it works.
She's tucking her lightsaber within her clothing far enough that it's not on scanners. It's
Mm.
because it's
No one is going to look at a Jawa and think he has a lightsaber, so Jawa is safe.
yeah. So Elena
So,
attaches the torch attachment that Daisa made it to her lightsaber,
Hmm.
and tucks it away.
hmm so you arrive at one of the temple's entrances, and you can see a lot of people coming in and out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some, let's call them guards, but as you can see, they are very well equipped. Uh, for they are the security for the temple, pretty much. And as you approach, one of them says, "Welcome to the Jedi Temple. Is it your first visit?"
I nod.
Okay, he says. Do you see this table there? And you can see a small, come on, a small levitating platform with booklets on it, and there are a few people there. What are you doing? mechanics. Oh, okay, okay. Uh, and you see a few people giving the booklets to the visitors, pretty
Mhm.
much. Uh, you can receive your booklet if you're all together. Please, I recommend you take one because these things are in shortage, believe it or not. Um,
I imagine this place must be very popular.
Actually, it is. It is after we there was an official decree for the temple to open to the public uh, after a very very long time. Uh, a lot of people visit it daily. Please uh, be respectful of the place and of the other visitors. And while he says that he's looking at the Jawa,
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him.
Don't worry, I'm paying him no attention.
I don't even know what he's saying.
I have already said what Neo is doing, so it will look like he's just looking around, not paying attention to the guy
Yeah.
talking, like he's a view on the temple.
That's why
Mm.
Elena's acting like the mom of the group at the moment.
Hmm.
Neo has
And
no problem with that because he basically trusts her. She knows where we're going and all that. She wanted to come here, so he's just seeing what he can do to help.
Elena figured that as much it was her, since it was her idea to come here, she's going to take the lead to let Daisa focus on what she needs to do.
hmm and after that, um, pretty much he says, "Enjoy your visit."
Thank you, kind sir. Hope your day goes smoothly.
Neo
Thank you.
offhandedly notes at that, saying a thank you, not very loud, still looking around.
Hmm.
I go collect the booklet and hand it straight to Daisa.
Okay.
I won't. And I just whisper to her, "I won't need this. You take it and have a look yourself."
You whispered it so effectively that none of us actually heard.
Yeah, seriously, we didn't hear it. Just
I
say it.
I whisper.
We get it. It's a whisper.
I I went a bit too far. Sorry. I whisper to her, "You take it. Take us. I mean, you're into figuring out weak spots anyway. You take a look at this. I won't need it."
She she replies, "I didn't realize that we are going to do illegal things in here."
No, what I'm doing is not
Lucky
technically.
that Neon is not hearing any of this because if that was the case, he will realize how important what he's doing is. He thought he was just going to be part of the public stuff and all that.
Elena just says, "What I'm doing here is not technically illegal. It's just unusual. I need someone who knows what they're doing to watch my back."
She gives you a look, she sighs and says, "Okay, I'll do my best."
That's all I can ask. And I move in towards the entrance of the temple.
So, you enter inside, and you can see a few statues of uh, that the Jedi Order used to have. Um, they have been reinstated inside the temple in a few of the places that they used to be originally. A lot of them, a lot of the statue bases are empty, as you can see.
Hmm.
Um, if anyone wants to see what exactly the booklet says, let me know. Pretty much, it has a map of all the areas that are open to the public that you can visit, what each area exhibits, and pretty much what you can do and expect during your visit inside the temple. Pretty
Mhm.
much, um, you can see this is looking the is looking to the booklet. turning the pages, reading, and then says, "They really made this place to some kind of glorified museum, haven't they? At least for now."
Elena doesn't respond to that, but her face does wear a mixture of awe and also a pained expression.
So, if you
Uh,
want,
b- Before we continue, there's something I wanted to ask, not out of for Neo to know, but more of out of curiosity. Uh, what will be the reaction of all the people around us when they see a group such a weird group?
well, you're
Or
not,
So it doesn't
you,
matter.
yeah, you're not the only weird group around. So,
okay, okay.
There's a gungan
No,
in the
but I
corner.
thought I thought a Jawa,
to be fair, the
an
Java is,
Ewok,
yeah,
two Raylos, and a human.
uh, Turelos.
Two Twi'leks, you
You're
mean?
fired. Cue the,
Sorry. I,
cue,
I am so
cue
I
the,
think
sorry for
I
the.
think it's
I am
obvious that I have
Tyrant.
I think it's obvious. I think it's
cue
obvious
the
that I have.
Jonas Jameson meme that I posted.
Sorry.
Tyrant, I am so
I
sorry
think
for
it's
this
obvious that
blasphemy.
I. Sorry, I think it's obvious that I have in mind the last episode I have watched of the Clone Wars. Sorry, Bad Batch. So
Okay.
I'm a bit iffy.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine. I was about to say, yeah, of course we're not the weirdest group in the temple. There's a gungan in a black cloak in the corner, laughing maniacally. He's
Misa
had a
Jar
villain the
Binks.
whole time.
Exactly.
Oh God, no! What have you done?
well,
So,
what?
Don't force me to make a Jedi gun.
Oh God, no!
I already know you're going to do that anyway, so there's no point in me trying to just
Yeah.
dissuade you.
Gungan. So, as you're looking
You might
around,
be able to speak common then.
Ha ha!
so as you're looking around, you can see that a few places are. You can see guards in a few places and signs that say that these areas are off limit, pretty much. Um,
Let me guess.
from this point onwards, it's off limits, and
Let me guess. The rooms that Elena and Joanne need to go into are restricted.
well, kinda.
Well,
Um,
I can roll my 90% stealth.
at some point, there's a comes with a booklet, shows
Mhm,
to both, to all of you, pretty much.
mhm.
She points to a few places and says, "So, I guess that these are the places that we can use to go up, and these are the places we can use to go down. There's a few elevators, but I would refrain from using them."
You
Um,
see that Neo looks at the elevators. I think I will. I have that and says I have a security kit with what I have been looking at in terms of technology and all that. Do you, any Mirs, do you think that Neo could hack it in a way that the people don't realize we're using them?
Maybe
Hmm.
the problem is that the interior of the
Hmm.
temple is actually
Hmm.
come on, surveilled by cameras.
Hmm.
So
Neo
that's
could take care of that or not?
this is a
Mhm.
big problem, let's say.
Yeah, I know it's a big problem. That's why I'm asking if Neo could take care of that. But that's why I use this mechanic role. I imagine that we're going to be full of cameras, that we're going to have problem with movement and all that in terms of elevators and stuff like that. So I wanted to use the mechanics role to see, can Neo take care
Hmm.
of all of these problems or not from his knowledge. using what
Okay.
is around.
So they start. You can start looking around if you would like.
Mhm.
That means perception
Okay.
to see what you can do about it.
Damn it!
Oh,
I hate perception. Yeah, that's what I expected. I said it. I hate perception.
Hey, did you notice all the artifacts in this room are fake?
Neo doesn't notice anything. He just managed to assess the technology, nothing else.
he can barely read the letters on the booklet.
Yes.
Such
Um,
Neo isn't
sacrilege!
Look,
wise. He's
Vlad's the
smart.
only other one who realized everything in this room's fake.
yes, there are a
Yes.
few booklets. There are a few terminals.
There are few.
Mhm.
There are a few interactive booklets.
Yes, there there are a few terminals inside, but the ones that can be used by the public are for reasons completely different uh, than trying hacking to the system pretty much. From what you can see, from what you can tell, Neo, you wouldn't
Mhm.
be able to affect the security system from the
From what
terminals
I
that
have access.
open,
Mhm.
yeah, that are open to the public.
Mhm.
You can see a couple of terminals
Mhm.
with, you know, uh, somewhere in the sections that are of of use.
Mhm.
But how could you get there is the question.
Uh, I'm going to roll intelligence to see if Neo can come up with an idea for that. He
Okay.
can't come up with an idea for that.
No, no,
Okay.
he actually has an idea. What if I ask nicely?
Oh God. That immediately Neo realizes that's stupid.
Maybe if I offer them free tacos.
So, force users make use the force roller to see
Hooray! Mike one good stat.
to get an idea to
So
where you should
Jawain realized nothing, and
to
then
where
it
you
is
should go.
something a bit about what Jawain could have felt, probably.
Probably. So, thing is, you get the feeling you should go down, not up,
Mm.
down.
I give Dace a look and I just point downwards.
Okay. Okay then, she says. We could use these corridors right here, as she shows in the map. Um,
Mhm.
thing is, how are you going to do this without anyone noticing? And most importantly,
Neo,
the security system.
Neo says, "I would we could try to create a distraction, and I can get to if I can get to the terminal, maybe I can turn off the security systems and create a bit of the way."
She gives you a scolding look for the first time, and she says,
Okay.
"Do you realize that if you do this inside here, there will be a lockdown on the entire place, even sector maybe?"
Look, it's my first time in Coruscant. I don't know what the reaction would be.
Fair enough. Um, to be fair, I'm sure that if given the chance, you would be able to to succeed in turning off the security systems because I've seen your handiwork and it's pretty impressive, I have to admit.
Elena will actually point out, yes, that will take care of the security systems. That's true. But what about the guards?
Yeah, and as I said, if something doesn't work as
That's why I said
intended,
that. that that's why I said at least the instructions. So maybe I can take that, and after that, I don't know. I have the bridge computer. Maybe I can connect the cameras to my bridge computer and have an idea where they are while we move around.
I look at Data and Ketch and going, you two are the masters of distractions as far as I can know. Can I rely on the two of you to make sure that Joey and I can move freely if we need to?
I can make myself not be seen. Um, I don't know how helpful that is.
yeah, we
You see,
could.
Daniel begins to think a bit more deeper, and he says, "What if we use the fact that you two are Jedi?
What do you mean?
What if we can convince we can try to get a talk with whoever is in charge of this. Show them that you are Jedi and tell them that you need to go down there for some important Jedi business. Wouldn't that sway the Republic to try to help you? They would like to try to have some Jedi allies. That doesn't mean that we will have to ally with them, but
That
they
might
will try to
help.
be nice for that.
That's not a bad idea, but last time I checked, Desa says,
Mhm.
there is no Jedi Order, and the New Republic is in charge of this place.
That also being said, if we do this in earshot of the public, we may get more access to the temple, but I will be swarmed by all the regular folks trying to get autographs.
I never said the public says Neo looking at Lena. I said if we take with whoever's in charge of this.
I know what you said,
That
Neo,
obviously
but we need to.
that obviously would require us to maybe ask for some privacy to show this, making sure that it's not public knowledge. I don't think the
I
Republic
just
will
had
want to
a
have
great,
that as
horrible
public knowledge.
idea.
Go on.
Alright, so you know how I've got great stealth?
Yes.
Hmm.
I go around invisibly and then just appearing before children with my ugly face scaring them and causing commotions throughout the temple.
Get them to scare them outside. Love it.
Wouldn't Neo that says wouldn't that also cause commotion and probably cause a lockdown?
Well, if it's just children screaming and no one else knows why, then they're probably not going to shut down for that. It'll
Oh
interrupt things.
no.
It's a big enough commotion to distract, but not a big enough commotion to cause things to get shut down.
The party hunting
True
down
enough.
school children inside the museum. Where have I seen
Oh
that
no!
before?
Oh
Oh
God,
no!
no!
Oh no! No!
This will. Elena's gonna go full tour guide and go. This, my friends, is the statue of Jedi Master Nicolas Cage.
Oh no!
What
Here
about
we
the
go
Jedi
again!
Master Shaggy?
What
Ah,
about the droid
Master
Yeah,
attacking the
Shaggy!
horses?
Shaggy! I
Master
remember him!
Shaggy! Our most revered master. We don't know
And
yet,
then you
Tyron. We haven't got a set plan yet, but it
Can I
could be.
mention? Can I mention that I love that this kind of cameo that they maybe the reference on the original Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah,
Can I
I
mention
I
that
love
I
it.
love that?
I do as well. That's why we mention it.
Yes, yes, Mika, yes,
yes, yes.
Yes, the ultimate Shaggy. Give me a second. I need to share.
yes.
I need to do this.
Share
Yeah,
it, share it.
Tyron,
the chat has to know.
just so you can share in our revelry. Oh, I've
Yes.
got to do the link. I've got to do the damn link. There we go.
Yeah, it's an iPad. Yeah, worth it.
Remember this guy, Tyron.
We will never forget him.
We will never forget you, Sharky.
We'll never forget. Back to back on topic. So
Anyway,
I think that what Neo suggested has some potential, though.
I don't
That Neo
disagree.
looks at her and looks at her and says, "What changes do you think that could work?"
Well, maybe some of the staff around here could be convinced to let us take a more personal tour downstairs.
I give
Hmm.
Data a look.
What I mean is, can you, by any chance, have a way to convince one of the guards better to be someone, you know, more in charge in this floor at least, to let us go down with his blessings?
I don't know.
You think it's worth a try?
I mean, I won't. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think it was worth it.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't work, what's the worst thing that could happen? Tell us, get out of here, and that's that.
And politics, says Neo, suddenly thinking that he realizes that impact that the Elena being here could have. See, you see his eyes begins to open a bit more and more when he says that.
Hmm. So, what do you say?
If we're going to convince them, we need some convincing evidence. We need some way to convince them utterly without without forcing the issue.
Yes.
The mind trick could work. You know that stuff where you use it one time where you convince people using the force. Use it on one as a to prove it to another guard.
That is gonna likely backfire in very bad ways if I do that. A mind trick is only
Yeah,
useful.
but you are showing it to another. You're not using it to you know to really push the guy to do anything. You can just make to the other guy say, "I believe you're a Jedi," and to make him as a proof. You even warming. I don't know if warming in advance has a problem, but
I look at Dasa and I go, that is one option, but what about the way I convinced you? I convinced you I was a Jedi. Finding something like a droid or something for me to lift with using the Force. Do you think that could work?
that Neo looks at her and says, "But that will have the attention of the public too."
That will convince everyone that something strange is happening. She gives you a look to everyone and then says, "Okay, if we want to use subterfuge and get here without anyone knowing, we're doing this the wrong way."
We are Neo, not so that.
I also nod. I'm not very good at doing things subtly. More. I'm better used for convincing if as a last resort.
The last time I tried stealth, I called the attention of all of our enemies and a giant robot. Neo says,
That's why. When I look at Kex going, that's why I'm asking for your opinion, buddy. You're the one that is best at getting to places where you're not supposed to be.
I think Pika is.
Yeah, I know he's be right back.
Yeah. Uh, Even still, he might be able to slip by without anyone noticing. But what about the others?
Like I said, all Joanne and I need is an opening for to get through. We don't really need a stealth. We just need you guys to create some sort of distraction that so we can slip through unnoticed.
What about if you sketch disappearing and you see Neo that's quotation marks as an excuse to move the guards?
What about the cameras? She says, without pointing anywhere, for obvious reason.
Okay.
Hmm?
Ne-
I am eating. Give me a second.
I
Don't
know,
worry.
I know. But your reading makes it sound like you're actually speaking convincing real.
I can put the cameras on a loop where on the path that we're going to take so that they don't see us going through the paths. We won't be able to, use the elevators, but I can make sure of that at least until we get to the lower ground. From there on, I don't know the path, so I can't do that.
Too much, too much trouble, she says. She looks around.
Neo nods at that.
Ellena just closes her eyes and looks as if she's contemplating things.
Neo at that says, "Can you use this map as a reference to know a more exact place below where it is?"
Well,
Yes, Tyrant's asking if we should take the high ground.
yes,
I so want to do
I
that.
wish.
take the high ground.
It's over.
Well,
It's over,
if
security guards. I've got the high ground.
if we're out of ideas, I guess there is something I could try. There is no guarantee that it will work, and even if it does, you can see her uh, making making a face. You will be. You will owe me big time.
I just give her a. I give her a little smile, going. I mean, you're. I mean, you already owe me for the mess on the scout ship anyway. So we'll call it. We can call it even.
Neo that looks at her and says, "In any case, we were planning to at least try to get you out of trouble with your assassin's guild, so it's not like we're not going to try to do something about that. It's just that right now we can't come up with a solution. So it's not different from us just wanting to help you still anyway."
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. You see her looking around, and it's not long until she spots one of the security inside the building that seems to be coordinating the rest of them in this floor. And she starts approaching. Uh, if you want to go with her, it's up to you.
I am.
Forgot.
I won't exactly go with her, but I'm going to be standing nearby in case she needs me.
Okay. So,
Also, Neo, he
I'll
won't
stand as
be.
I'll stand as if I'm studying a nearby statue.
okay.
Neo will be
So,
also looking back for her.
will anyone be in earshot?
I will.
Neo, yeah, Neo also will try to be near shot, to see if he has to go and help her or not.
Okay.
Catch will be doing catch things.
Catch things. Uh, so
And Jawain looking at the party statues.
perfect. So she approaches the guards. She starts a conversation, and pretty much she's saying that she would very much like to see the levels below that. They start explaining that this is not possible, these areas are off limits and stuff like that. Then she starts saying that me and my friends, we know that certain officials take extended tours inside the temple from time to time. Um, they do not deny that, but the guards don't deny that, but they're like, yeah, that doesn't mean that the public can do that.
Mhm.
It's only a few unique cases that this happens, and for good reasons. And then she says, okay, you want to tell me that you're not getting your friends to special tours inside the temple then? At which point he's trying to say, of course not. Uh, but you can see that her persistence makes him uncomfortable really quick. And somehow,
Persistence, sure. It's
yeah,
not like she's talking about the truth.
yes.
Aha! I am
Uh,
Batgirl.
he gets a little bit, frustrated and says, uh, "This is none of your business, and if you want to continue your tour, please behave, or otherwise, I'll be forced uh, to get you to leave, pretty much." At which point, she says, and let's see what the role will be.
Good.
Nice.
Oh my God. Um. Well, maybe me and my friends can become very good friends with you. And we know some people that are actually pretty influential. And you might get a much better position away from the temple and better paying as well.
Oh, and he
Uh,
buys it.
yes, because a 19
Thank God.
says, um, very well. I guess we could make an exception for you and the others. Perfect, she says. Um, we'll be right on.
Mhm.
She comes to you with with a confident uh,
A smile.
smile and says, "Okay,
Mhm.
we are free to move downstairs in a rather special tour. We'll be having this fine gentleman with us to tell us about what wonders uh, the levels down hold, and we'll have to be extra careful when the time comes that you guys want to do your stuff, whatever that means."
I
And she's looking Ellen
Mm.
and
Yeah,
Joanne.
when,
I give her a smile and pat her on the shoulder as we move towards the guard. I had confidence you would help us in our time of need.
Mhm.
Gives you
it's not that Nia says it's not like you're going to be trying to distract them alone.
I give Neo a little cheeky look and go, if I would have been the one to convince him, force persuade can wear off after time, and we could have been in trouble.
That's why I never said something about using it willingly to get something out of them. The idea was just a demonstration.
There are other more effective ways to demonstrate my power. Warping someone's mind could easily backfire no matter what way I'm using it.
Hmm.
okay. Then let's move.
Mhm.
And you see the guard does indeed take you downstairs, and he starts the tour there. He starts talking about stuff, um,
Mhm.
nothing actually important. And as you're
You can see
Nia,
Ellena
Nia
quizzing
is
him
paying
quite
attention
often.
out of curiosity,
Mhm.
out of curiosity, but also. in case of when Elena and Joanne have to go and do their stuff, he's looking around for cameras and stuff like that. Oh wow, that's a 7. That's bad.
Hmm.
In the meantime, Elena's actually pretending to be. She's taking on the scholar role that she did when
Hmm.
Dasa and her first met with the pirates, and just acting as if she's a young college student studying a giant, asking very important questions to the guard about the tour, and seeing what he knows.
Okay. Well, he explains things to the best of his ability. It's pretty clear that he doesn't know details. He only knows what he has
Everyone knows.
read and pretty much told about the place.
I also
Um,
I tell him a half truth, which is an exaggerated truth, but it's not a full lie, but I'm exaggerating the truth a little bit, saying, "Thank you for telling me what you know. It's difficult for me at these times at the moment because I studied on Dantooine, and unfortunately, the imperial occupation there has made me travel a lot more than I usually would do to keep myself safe."
well, that's pretty dangerous stuff. You scholars should know better than go in the fringe world like this.
I've got
I
no.
mean,
If I'm born there, I've got no choice.
now that's actually a good point, he says. And while you're talking, both you and Jawayne are
Do a
actually
force check.
no, you don't even
Ooh.
have to make a force check for that. Um, you get a very strong feeling that you have to go down a staircase that is resting very close to where you are.
Um,
We both
I,
get that.
I we both do, yeah. After
I,
finishing
I,
my
I, I immediately start getting there
Oh my god.
slowly as I look at it.
at this
Hmm.
point, I cut off.
Uh,
At this point, I cut off my
Neo,
conversation with the guard.
Except if we are already going there.
At this point, I finish the conversation with the guard, and I give a look to both Dasa and Neo, and my look tells them it's time for
mm,
Joanne and I to make our move. Distracting for us, will you?
I'm going to roll deception to see if I can create a distraction. Nice! I created a distraction with a deception roll.
What is this distraction though?
It will be like, did you hear something? And I point to the other direction where I noticed since Elena gave me that look that I noticed Jawen is moving.
He
Doobie
turns around.
doobie doo.
He turns around and says, no. Why did you hear something?"
I swear I hear like steps going through that direction. If we have no problem in a companion, if you had to check out, it's better to have this place safe and all that.
Uh, yeah, I think it would be better to check this out. And
Mm.
actually, you know what? The door is off. This might get bad. And as he's reaching to
Mm-hmm.
his small wrist computer, you see,
Yeah.
you see Desa just behind him, giving
See.
him
Yeah.
a very hard hit.
As soon as Dasa does
Uh,
that, I I'm
Neo smiles at her, says, "Okay, we can just put it past as someone hit him on the back. We all panic it, and we stay here with him, and we say that Joe and Elena went to look for help.
he falls to the
Mhm,
ground and
mhm. Yeah. After he falls to the ground, Neo says that.
as
yeah.
Neo is saying that to
Mhm,
Dasa, um, Elena makes a quick motion with Joanne and follows him downstairs.
mhm.
Okay.
And
I'm
Neo
I'm
mounts
I'm in
good luck
front of
to
him.
Elena. Mhm, mhm.
Uh,
Cloud, what was that?
as
Guess what?
You were saying
You said
something?
something, but we didn't
Yeah,
hear.
you cut
Yeah,
out.
I was saying I'm in front of you. How you make it? Anyway,
I make a hand gesture so you turn around. You were checking around to see what's going on, so I make a gesture towards you and I said I'd follow you down.
okay.
So, as Neo and Getz is taking
Mhm,
uh, the unconscious guard,
mhm.
you see Desa looking around and saying, "Do you think it's safe for us to leave these two completely alone?"
No, that's why I think that the three of us at least should stay with him and maybe do like we panic someone was around here, knock him out, and then keep running. We were all panicking, Gary moving to another side so he ignore us, and if we say that Jawain and Elena want to look for help.
No, I mean these two, and she points
Mhm.
to Ellena and Jawayne.
How could you point to us if we're already down the stairs?
Yeah.
She points at the
Neo
stairs.
that says, I don't know, but they are better. They are better to they. The more people we have moving around there, the more danger we are allowed. At least this way we can say, that they confused, they didn't know their way and end up going there looking for help.
Anyways, says, and you can see her looking around. Ketch and Neo roll a perception check.
Of course, I have the raw perception.
Don't worry, Ketch's is almost as good a perception as I am. You'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Oh
better.
God, Cage, you need reroll
No.
that. Reroll
I'm
that.
going to. Jeez.
God.
Oh,
Uh,
in fact, Cloud looking at the stats with me earlier on this week, and I'm slightly better than you at perception, but it's not by much.
See, the thing is, the reroll I
Minus
think
one.
makes me effectively better than you.
Fair enough.
I have -1.
She turns to you and says, "Okay, take care of this guy. When he wakes up, you know what to say.
Mhm.
I'll be, I'll keeping an eye around here in case something strange happens."
Would it wouldn't it be better if we, as not doubting that she has good intentions because Neo has the perception of a rock. Ask, wouldn't it be better if we are all the three of us are here?
There's two of us already missing.
Yeah, but we can say they go looking for help and they got lost. If they are from below.
Okay.
Dace's just looking at him going, "Look, Elena trusts me to watch out for the group. Why can't you?"
No,
Very.
he's not a trustworthy. He's just asking in confusion all of this.
Mm.
I know.
Says, what if something happens to them while they're down there?
That. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. I haven't been with you guys for a long time, but even in the very limited time that we have traveled together, it has already happened twice, I think.
Yeah. Did you see that Neo just keeps nodding that, saying, yeah, yeah, you're right.
Okay. Keep an eye out to this one. I will be keeping an eye out to our friends downstairs to make sure that they're okay. And if anything happens,
Hmm.
inform us.
Hmm. When she's outside, or at least Neo thinks, like to keep putting the idea of how stupid Neo is doing at this point is nice girl, right? He says to catch. Uh,
Uh, Catch
I,
just
I'm no,
sighs.
no, 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 no. I don't want, I don't want that response. This is just keep selling it in a comedic way. How stupid Neo is being. Yeah.
So, Elena and Gawain, you go downstairs. You
Mhm.
see that there is um, a circular table in front of you, and King Arthur is there. No, uh,
Oh God, yes, King Arthur. I love that the mythology of King Arthur.
No,
I
no.
immediately kill.
Where are the rest of the traitor knights and the knights that fought along his side by the end of the battle and all
exactly.
that?
I kill Janelot.
Janela.
No, no, Your
Oh
Highness, my
God.
name is not Marion.
Oh God.
So you see a circular table there. Seems to be a meeting room of some kind,
Mm.
Mhm.
and there's a door. There's a door leading further. Uh,
Into the temple.
yeah, further into the temple.
Okay.
You start moving there, and as you go down the corridor, you can see Jagwen. You can feel
I kill it.
a very yeah.
Like
You
not
you
felt in a long time.
time. It is your cousin
Pikachu.
Jublain that found the other lightsaber and now wants to fight. Um,
Okay.
Hora.
Drama.
you have a
Okay.
strong. You have a
Dame,
strong.
dame.
You have a strong feeling that you should
Uh,
head to your left.
I head to my left.
Meanwhile, Elena is still walking in a straight line down the corridor without even getting wind of Jawaine's
Disappearance.
disappearance.
If I notice it, I think Aleia will
mhm.
just think to herself, maybe the Force has a test for him as well. She won't really pay much
Maybe.
mind of it.
Hmm. So, Jawain, in front of you there is a
I kill it.
yeah, a closed door.
Of course.
A closed door.
Lightsaber,
Well, I open.
lightsaber destroys it.
Do I open it? I mean, can I open it in normal ways?
Mm, it doesn't seem to be working.
Can I open it using the force?
Yes.
I open it using the force.
Okay.
Does it
You,
open?
it opens using the force.
How much?
Metagaming.
Enough for you to get inside.
Okay, let's proceed.
So,
It's a door red.
uh,
is the road
Is the color
i-
coming
i-
from it red or blue? Tell
is the
us.
door made out of stone, iron, steel, or mahogany?
you
Mahogany.
enter, you enter the room and you
I
see
kill it.
an army of children saying, Master Jawain Walker, there's too many of us. What are you going to do?
There's
How
more
much?
numerous, he can't
Oh
That,
God!
understand them.
it doesn't
Foodie.
matter. I tell them damage reduction. That saves you.
But we are holding lightsabers. What are you going to do?
You're asking
God.
us. You're asking me what you guys are going to do. What I'm going to do is get the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay,
But anyway,
seriously now, seriously now. As you
Okay.
enter the room and start looking around, you get the feeling, and then it starts materializing around you that you're back in that glorious uh, junkyard that you have seen once before.
okay, okay.
Welcome to
So
Raxus Prime.
So here is a junkyard. Okay, so do I find anything that
You
catches
start,
my eye?
yeah, you start looking around, pretty happy with your discovery. You start
You
looking,
see a young man pulling down a Star Destroyer.
yeah, you start looking around very intently to see what treasures you can uncover inside the wreckage. You start finding a few parts that seem to be valuable. You also make a realization that some of the stuff that you see around you've never seen before. They don't seem familiar from the scraps that you have already seen and used in the past.
What's a cookie jar?
But that doesn't
No,
actually
they
make
still count as scraps, so it doesn't
exactly,
matter.
exactly. So it doesn't make you think twice. So as you are fiddling along the scrap, you get some kind of a feeling like a pulse coming from in front of you.
I go there.
Okay, so you start approaching this place. There is you feel as if a pulse is coming in a regular interval,
Mhm.
and as you approach, you see that the scrap around you is less chaotic, and you can actually make
Orderly.
out uh, whole things around you for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Not only there are destroyed vehicles all around, but now you can also see some parts of uh, bodies from droids or something akin to that. Uh, you've never seen anything like it before, though. They have a very bright silver color on their exoskeleton, and you can also see a strange liquid coming out of some of them that seem to have been destroyed very recently.
I see, it's the friction oil. Got it.
Yes. Uh, uh,
um,
you
Go on.
Yes, you keep a steady pace, moving forward, and now you can finally see that there is some kind of a circle that's completely empty of scraps
Mm.
and destroyed things. Uh, as you're approaching this circle, you can actually see for the first time some organic bodies as well lying on the
Mm-hmm.
ground. Do you check them out at all or continuing?
Do I discern at least what those bodies are?
They
Eh, eh,
seem to be the bodies of some kind of humanoid creatures. They seem to have gray skin, as far as you can tell from what you can see
One.
from where you are.
any particular futures? Any other particular futures, or what they wearing or wielding?
If you approach one of them, then you can see.
Okay, as I continue, they're in the middle of the circle. You said or no?
They are around it.
Okay,
Actually,
as
yeah.
I'm going towards the circle, I'm taking a body
Okay.
before continuing, but taking like pay attention first, and then we will
Mm-hmm.
see.
You can see that the creature is some kind of soldier, maybe. It's wearing some kind of armor. And the weapon that's next to it is something very similar to a spear.
Mhm.
Um, from the look you give to the spear, you know that it's not just a spear. It probably has. It can do stuff, let's say, uh, that a normal spear wouldn't be able to. And what makes you a little bit curious is the head. You've never seen a head like this before. It's a gray cone looking down. It's face down. It's a gray cone pretty much with with the eyes protruding to the left and right.
Oh,
You start looking around and I'd say make a perception check here, but you're getting a very good bonus.
Okay.
what do you mean bonus?
You have a plus 10 to what you actually roll.
Okay, give me a second.
Uh,
I'm putting the plus 10 there. Don't worry, don't
yeah,
count it.
He's confident.
okay,
Okay,
perfect,
oh, I rolled
Ooh,
15. Wow. Uh,
with good reason.
perfect,
by the way, it has plus 10 inside, so don't double count it.
perfect. It seems, it seems that these creatures were trying to reach the circle, but they died before they actually did.
Okay, then I use the force or something to check if there's any protective barrier protecting the circle, basically, or something that will prevent me evaporate or in general not let me reach the circle before proceeding.
Okay, you can make a roll if you like.
I mean, do I need to? Do I detect anything? But then,
Um, aside from the pulse, no.
so I don't need to roll. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't have to roll. If you want to, you can.
I mean, if it doesn't tell me anything, there's no reason to roll. Is
Yeah, okay.
what I'm asking.
Yeah, you won't learn something,
Okay.
you know.
In that case, since I'm not detecting anything and I don't see anything that is preventing me from going inside the circle, um, I raise my hand first uh,
Okay,
inside the circle, and if nothing happens, I go inside.
okay. As you're entering the circle,
Mm-hmm.
something in your head says, not says exactly, a thought forms in your head which says, you're pure enough.
Oh no! That's okay. Whatever.
Mhm.
And you
I
start
I I I
approaching.
I got how we will say uh I got purity discount. Got it.
Yes. As you're approaching the middle of the circle, you can see a rod that's protruding from the ground. It's from some kind of metal, and it seems that this is the thing that is creating the pulse.
Okay, I approach it.
You approach it, and now you stand in front of it. It's actually not as big as you first thought. It stands somewhat near the 3 meters long, or even a little bit less.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
It is still taller than you.
uh,
so can I take the road?
you can try.
Um, I try to take it.
Okay, you touch the rod. When you do that, the pulses stop. You feel a loud. You hear a loud dung in your in your ears, and
Mhm.
the pulse stop. Will you try to take out the rod or not?
Nothing happened.
Uh,
First, any other description about the road? Any?
it seems pretty plain.
It seems pretty plain. Okay. Um, let's. From where the pulse was coming? From the top of the road.
From the road itself, maybe.
Oh, okay. Let's take it out. Yes.
Okay. So you start taking it out. Um, it's difficult, but after some effort, you actually manage to pick it off the ground.
And now I'm Merlin. Wait.
When you do that, and you are looking up to see that to balance the rod and not uh, for it not to fall on your face, pretty much. You can see that above your head is a huge octagonal hedron.
Now I'm in Zedicar. Got it.
Yes.
Uh, okay.
It is so huge that you might even think that it's outside the planet's atmosphere, even. It is as if it is looming above the planet or the place you are itself.
Mm.
Imagine how the Death Star
Yes,
looked when
yes, I know.
it was approaching. Yeah.
It doesn't. The Hedron doesn't remind me something.
No, nothing.
Mm.
Somehow you feel that there was a connection.
Between the Hedron and the rod.
Yes. And the moment that you pull out the rod completely, you see the Hedron start disappearing.
Okay.
When the Hedron disappears completely, you start looking around again. And now you're thinking, okay, now that I got this out, what am I going to do with it?
He got out Excalibur junk. He's
The,
going
the,
to be
Yes,
the
the,
next
the,
that's
King
the Excalibur
Arthur.
junk.
the point was to take it out. The details doesn't matter.
Take it out, whip it around.
Um, let's
So,
see. Do I see anything of interest around?
um, you see that there is something on the other side, from the opposite side
Game.
that you came. Yes. It seems like some kind of a mountain peak or something like that. You're not
Okay.
sure.
I climb it by using surge to jump there.
So you're leaving the circle and approaching this
Yeah.
mountain or whatever it is. As you're leaving the circle, you can feel things change a little bit around you. Um, and now you're in front of some kind of battlefield. You see everywhere scattered, dead bodies scattered everywhere. And as you're looking around, it's a little bit difficult to do that because there's some kind of a sick sandstorm started swirling around the place. And this time you feel something else, something more familiar, calling out to you.
That
Hey,
is.
I've got your egg.
Yes.
I'm not buying.
I got the junk you're looking for.
I may buy it. Okay. So what is that familiar thing that I'm feeling?
It's more of a feeling that you get when you are about to the fascination when you have discovered the new treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, he's gone Indiana
And
Jones mode.
Yeah.
And
And
and what is that treasure that I'm feeling is near?
yes, you see a small red light in the distance.
The Ark of the
Uh,
Covenant. It belongs in a museum.
I immediately force speed there or whatever it is called. I think surge basically counts as both. But
Great.
anyway,
Yeah. Great. So you reach this the source of the light, and now you know why you had the familiar feeling as before.
yes.
Uh, it's it's
Beep, beep,
almost
beep.
yeah, it's almost like that red thing, diamond, let's call it, or whatever it was in your last vision on Dathomir.
Oh,
It beckons to you once again, and this time you're approaching with come on, uh, with a steel beam.
a steel beam.
Yeah, the one that you got from the middle of the circle.
Yeah, you mean a rod.
Yeah,
So,
the rod.
because last time I touched it with my hand and things didn't go as planned, I will try to grab it or put it off balance with the rod.
Hmm. So you're using the rod to to poke it.
Yes.
The rod touches it, but doesn't seem to budge. And
Oh,
when you touch it, uh, you have once again a thought um,
maybe if I will
coming
force pull it,
coming to
then
your head, uh, which says which says that all the treasures you need is here. All you have to do is reach out and take it.
so I'm not going to effing reach out. I'm force pulling it.
You're force pulling it
Yes,
to yourself.
it will come to me.
Oh my, buy me dinner first.
Very
Oh,
well.
goody.
Let me do this meme quickly. This meme quickly.
Very well. Um, that Ruby actually does respond to your force pull and gets your and you catch it in your free hand. The moment you
Okay.
touch it, you feel a great sense of a great surge inside of you. You feel full of energy, full of power like you've never felt before.
Yes.
And
Now,
Oh,
but
great.
you can feel a very strong burning sensation in the hand that you're holding the
okay.
rod.
The hand that I'm holding the rod.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, burning section.
Like lava,
What
perhaps?
what type of burning cessation?
As if
Burning your flesh.
yes, as if
Okay.
your hand is actually starts burning. Your
Uh,
hand that is holding the rod.
okay. Okay, so I drop the rod, not I drop. I actually use force movement or whatever I could to levitate the rod away to still have it, next to me but not touching it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you drop the rod down.
No, no, I'm basically still holding it but with the force,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Like
Um,
I left it, but it's still,
yeah. The burning sensation is less now, but it still persists. You
mm,
feel that the rod's presence is what causes it. And since you were in direct contact with it, it was even worse.
okay. Can I? maybe somehow determine what the rod is it's obviously reacting to the jewel, but what exactly it is reacting. Uh, is there any way I could determine it?
Not really.
Not
You
really.
can make some guesses, but that's it.
Okay. Can I place the diamond, whatever ruby thing,
Yeah.
on somewhere on the rod?
Yes.
Okay, I do that
So you put,
with the force.
yeah, you put the, come on, you put the ruby next to the rod then.
Actually, is there any socket on top or something
If you start looking at it, there are sockets, but they're pretty small.
for the ruby?
Yes, they're
Ah,
pretty small. And as you are and as you're paying
It
closer
really is
attention,
the joke that you put, Cloud. The one about Loki.
Uh,
oh, anyway, go on.
uh, and as you're seeing the ruby more closely, you're almost certain that there is something inside it,
Mhm.
some kind of. You're not sure, but
On
there's
of force.
definitely something inside it.
Yes, there's a Pokemon inside it. Got it.
Yes,
Uh, so let's see.
Time to
Uh,
free it.
yeah, and then earthquakes will come. So
Yep.
let's see what to do. Okay, first I do some experiment. I put the ruby next to the using the force. I'm not putting them on the ground
hmm
next to the, or at least as close as I can to the rod to see if the rod reacts to the ruby.
hmm the rod doesn't seem to affect the ruby in any way, and
Okay,
vice versa.
okay. So let's see what it is inside. I mean, not opening it. I'm trying to look more carefully. Any
Okay,
more info, or maybe use the force to detect its presence
perfect.
and understand.
So you take it back in your hands and you start looking at it, starting trying to see what's inside the sockets, maybe, and you can almost tell that there is some kind of voice, and not one voice, but numerous voices that
From the
can be
rod
heard
or
from
from the ruby.
inside, from the ruby.
Okay.
And
Oh God, this is getting dark.
And
and
what do
this,
they say? Say, gotta catch them all.
yes. Um, so you're holding it, and you can hear again the same thought in your head that you can have all the treasures you could ever wish.
Yes, yes, yes. Stop advertising.
And while you are full of happiness that you have successfully found your ultimate treasure, and you feel again a surge of power inside of you, um, you feel something extremely painful. Uh, uh, come on, bisecting you, and you see that the rod has been pulled from one side to the other.
The
Uh,
rod has been pulled from one side to the other. I'm confused now.
Yeah, I
yes,
am confused too.
he's being
the rod,
snoked.
the rod has just been driven into you, pretty much,
Oh,
Ah, okay.
okay,
and
that makes sense.
He's being
and
snoked.
right now you see
I
there
have
is
done. I have damage reduction. I can. There's not nothing to worry
It
here.
says step to one of your organs. Damage, damage reduction can do nothing about that.
Yes.
Damage
Don't
reduction. I
worry.
don't need 2 kidneys.
And
Exactly.
and and although your sight is darkening and it starts fading, you can't feel your hands and legs anymore. You're losing your consciousness. Uh, you still feel extremely happy, and as you're drifting darkness, you can. The final thought you have in your head is the following.
I follow you. He stops
Yes,
talking. Okay.
yes, exactly. You have
Oh,
yes, you get this thought in your head. As
the,
in life, so in death you will serve.
mm-hmm. That's all from the ruby. Okay.
Yes.
The ruby is evil. We get
And
it.
you wake up inside the room you walked in.
Okay. Do I see anything on that room?
You start looking around inside the room. You can see that it has a few, come on, let's call them chairs uh, that
Mm-hmm.
people use
To
to
sit.
stay there. You don't know what this place is exactly, but out of game, it's a meditation chamber, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you have a feeling of you feel a little bit sick.
Okay. I start meditating at least.
Mm. Okay, this is a good point to go to Elena,
Okay. I'm
and we
walking down a
continue
corridor.
on with yes, and we continue on with Jawain after that. So you go down the corridor, and as you go down, you get you start hearing a soft sobbing coming from the other side.
I
Real.
cautiously approach.
You approach, and soon enough, you can see.
Yourself.
Yes, you can see a child that's sobbing in a corner. It looks somewhat familiar. It is the boy's skin is green. It has some very telling marks on its head, and if you didn't know better, you'd say that this is Kelleran when he would be a small kid.
I have a surprised look on my face, but I still determined in trying to stow it down. I walk towards the boy, crouch down, and put a comforting hand on his shoulder, saying, "It's okay, young one. What's the matter?"
He looks up to you and starts wiping his eyes and says, "I can't get out of here.
Perhaps we
How
can.
did you get here? Can you help me?"
I have no idea where I came from, but I could. Perhaps we can work together. We can help each other. I am
You see
also
the
lost.
okay, the boy says. It has a small kind of determination on his face, and he slowly gets up, starts looking around warily. And now that you start looking around yourself, you realize that the corridor is gone, and you're in some kind of, let's call it a number of corridors, something akin to a labyrinth.
Okay. Where do you remember? Where's the last place you remember being?
It just points on the right.
Shall we go there first? See what we can find.
I don't know, he says.
Don't be scared. I'll be there. I'll be here with you. As long as we stick together, we should be okay.
Okay, the boy says, and since I came from here, let's try this path then. And shows directly in front of you.
Okay. Let's go have a look. I do Qui-Gon style. You know, in episode 1, how Qui-Gon put his hand on Anakin's shoulder as if to guide him. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
do. That's what I do with the boy when we start walking.
Okay. You start walking down the path. There are a few turns that you start taking, and after after a few turns, you see another crossroad. The boy
Hmm.
starts looking around again, confused.
It seems we have to do some more guesswork.
Um, what about this way? The boy says, and shows you to your left.
Okay. Just
You
keep me.
start moving.
Just
You
keep your
start
wits about
moving
you.
there. Yes. You start moving towards there, and once again you find yourself in another crossroad. The boy again starts panicking a little bit and says, "Not this again. We'll never get out."
Calm yourself, young one. We won't get anywhere if we lose our heads. Now, which way do you think we should go?
Um, let's let's go right this time.
Okay, we go right.
You start moving right, and after a while, you get to yet another crossroads. But now, this crossroad is not actually completely empty. You can see a very familiar figure leaning towards one of the walls. Uh, and Quinlan Voss says, "What did I tell you, kid? Are you going to bang your head on the wall again? You'll break your head, not the wall."
I I give a sly giggle. My apologies, master. This young boy was lost, and I just wanted to help him. You know.
He looks down to the boy and says, "And? So help him."
I'm trying to, master.
"No,
So
you're not trying. You're wasting time," he says. "You're wasting my time, you're wasting your time, and you're wasting the poor kid's time."
then what would you recommend I do, master?
Ah, you kids are always the same. Why don't you just trust in the Force for once?
I give him a very sarcastic sigh, and I open my mind to the Force. Do I need to roll anything?
No. From that point onwards, you take the lead, and after two more crossroads, you actually find the exit
Here we,
uh, to the labyrinth.
here we are, young one. Safe and sound at last.
The boy is smiling from ear to ear and says, "Thank you so much. Are you going to help me get back to my friends again?"
Of course I can, young one. Just, do you remember where you last saw them?
I I can't remember. There was a valley, I think.
Do you remember where this valley is?
Yes, he says, and this time he takes the lead, and he seems more confident than before.
I, f- I follow, still keeping my hand on his shoulder to let him know I'm still here.
Uh, I just saw what Cloud wrote.
Oh no, not more grinding.
So, are you working towards the boys' home or whatever it is?
At this
Uh,
at this point, I'm kind of following the boy. Yeah.
yeah. You see in front of you um, a shadowy part of the road that you are a bit wary of.
Slow up, young one. There's something dangerous down there. Be careful.
Okay, he says. Um, can you fight?
Um, I'd be. I wouldn't be a trained Jedi if I couldn't.
Okay then. I guess we'll be fine.
Don't be so certain, young one. We need to be. Even those of us who can fight can still need to be cautious.
And continue your you continue walking until you actually reach the shadowy part of the road. And from the moment you enter, you have the feeling that you're being watched.
Stay close to me, young one. I don't think we're alone.
So you start looking around, and sure enough, there is a pair of bright orangish eyes looking at you from the shadows.
I have
You
my.
feel that this is not a friendly a friendly figure.
I have my hand on my
You
lightsaber.
don't say.
I have my hand on my lightsaber, and I quickly gesture to the boy to get behind me.
The boy gets behind you, a little bit concerned and trembling, and but he doesn't move anymore. He just cowers.
Okay. Don't be afraid, young one. I'm as I'm here.
Should we move then? What if that scary thing attacks us?
That's always a possibility. But if we move away, if we keep moving, we can we can try and outmaneuver it.
Okay, the
Just
boy says again,
d-
even more less sure than he was before, and starts cautiously moving again.
I I keep my hand nearby so he can grab it if he needs to, and I start backing away slowly.
Hmm.
My eyes transfixed on the figure.
The figure is approaching you, not quickly, slowly, but it's steadily approaching you until it stands directly in front of you.
I stop. I keep my free hand towards the boy to try and keep him calm, and I stare down the figure, going, "Who are you?"
There is no answer.
Does the figure look familiar?
Mm, it, as far as you can tell, the shadowy figure is feminine.
I see where this is going.
Can I make a perception roll here?
You could.
I keep reassuring the boy that I'll protect him. Just stay near me.
Okay. You can't actually make out any um, details about the figure or anything else, pretty much.
I don't know who you are, but I won't let you hurt the boy.
Still, the figure stands its ground.
I also stand my ground.
Some time passes, and it's pretty obvious that the figure tends to stay there.
If I take a step towards it, will it move back?
You can try.
I take one small step towards it.
Again, it doesn't budge, but this time you feel the brightness of its eyes increase. And this time you can feel something emanating from it. It's actually, you get a very familiar vibe.
Okay. Do I need to roll something?
I leave that up to you.
What would be the roll if I do decide to roll it?
Use the force, maybe?
Okay.
You must find the high ground.
Yeah,
Perfect.
It's a nice force roll.
that's an 8. That's an 18, pretty much.
You feel a lot of anger from the figure opposite to you. But you can also feel a sense of familiarity, as if you're looking to a mirror.
I
As if you are seeing a dark eidolon of yourself opposite you.
I know who you are now. We're the same person, you and I. We can't give in to our anger, whatever it is that's made you this way. You can't let it control you.
Still, the figure will stand its ground. It is becoming obvious that if you want to continue, you'll have to find a way and pass through.
I look down at the boy and say, "We've got no. I think we need to. We're gonna have to push forward. Are you going to? Are you ready?"
The boy nods.
I take his hand with my free hand and start walking forward.
Okay. The moment you pass past the figure, you hear a lightsaber igniting. And the figure attacks you.
I put the boy in between. I put the boy behind me, like my lightsaber, and block.
Okay. A fight uh, ensues, and no matter what you try, the figure always seems a step ahead.
Ellena, seeing that it is useless to fight, ends up switching off her lightsaber, keeps the boy behind her, and starts backing away slowly.
You see that the lightsaber, um, the opposite lightsaber, the opposing lightsaber, I should say, um, is heading towards you with a lot of force and swiftness, but actually stops just before it uh, actually cuts you. And you can feel that the shadows around you start fading a little bit away. The shadow is still there, though, watching. But now you feel that it has somewhat. You have somewhat lessened its strength and its density.
I say this as much to myself as I say to the small boy. Fighting isn't the only way to resolve conflict. There are more peaceful means of which to find our goal.
And after you have completely passed this area, you can now see before you a house.
I look down to the small boy to see if he's okay.
He seems okay, and the moment he sees the house, he seems overjoyed and starts sprinting towards it.
I keep pace with him and also keep wary of my surroundings.
Okay. Uh, you reach the door. The boy knocks on the door and then opens it. And you both walk inside to see a heartwarming reunion. You enter inside and you see Kelleran, now not a boy, but as you remember him, not the last time, but you
So
know what
you
I
mean
mean.
you mean the last time I saw him in on Borgo Prime when Quinn and Voss came to ask for help?
Yes,
I nod, Master.
he nods back. He seems quite happy. And inside you can see the crew.
Okay, Tyron. I smile at the rest of the crew.
See the crew. They seem happy that you're there, and in some corner you can see that Daisy is also there, but she seems a little bit not unhappy exactly, but a little bit down. Not as everyone else is jubilant around.
I have one. I look at Data concerned and I say, "What's wrong?"
She just looks at you and says, "I don't know." And after that, you hear Kellen's voice saying, "Okay, the food is ready. Let's eat." Everyone gathers around the table. Everything seems fine, and everyone approaches and sits down. And you get the feeling that they're waiting for you to do the same.
I sit.
Okay, then. Now that we are all back together and safe and sound, I think that it's time to mend our old wounds and make a new start, Kelleran says. Everyone agrees and enjoys the moment. And then he says, "Okay, the food is not going to eat itself, so let's get started." At that point, you get the feeling again that you hear a soft sobbing.
I stop and try and listen for the sobbing.
There is a door to your left, uh, which is a little bit dark. There's no light there. You think that you can hear the crying from there. Yes, this time it's Jawain.
I go towards the door.
So, the moment you actually go to the door, you hear everyone saying, "Oh, come on, don't be a killjoy."
There's someone crying in there.
I don't hear anything, Neo says. And everyone agrees.
Can I use the force perception to try and sense what's in there?
Okay, you don't get anything bad from there, only some kind of a sad feeling, but not actual danger.
I'll be with you in a minute, she says to the rest of them, and she goes to investigate.
As you're going there, you can hear again everyone, "Don't go. The food will get cold when you get back," and stuff like that. But you press on, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually see a small light, and you can see another door to your right this time. You enter it, and you see again the boy uh, softly sobbing again and saying, "This is not my home."
Do you know do you know where it is?
He looks up at you and says, "No, I don't.
Perhaps
But
we can find it
may
together.
yes," he says. And he stands up and says, "Or if we can't find the old home, maybe we can find a new one. Let's get out of here," he says,
I agree.
and starts moving towards the exit. And when you reach the table again, you see that all the figures of the party are now faded, completely withered away in a mockery of what the people you actually know actually are. And you feel a very uh, strong and concerning presence and feeling.
Does the presence feel familiar?
Uh, it somewhat does, yes.
I don't
And
like.
here I want you to roll a wisdom or intelligence save.
Probably wisdom. It's my higher one.
Yeah, whatever you have higher. Okay. You get the feeling that the food was not what the others were eating. The food
Nice.
were them.
Sorry, there was a 20.
Yeah, not 20 I got there, yeah.
So that's it pretty much. You get the idea that the food that the others were eating previously was not the actual food. The food was them.
Mhm.
And as you exit the house, uh, you see that everything is bright, and the kid says, "Thank you very much. Uh, let's meet again."
I would like that. What's your name?
Kelleran, yours?
My name's Ellena.
"I will remember that," he says.
As will I. May the
And then
fo-
he waves, and he starts running with joy again.
May the force be with you, young Kelleran. I call after him.
Yes. And as the boy runs away, the vision fades, and you find yourself at the end of the corridor that you were previously walking, looking down at a big, how to call it? Let's say balcony overlooking a huge cavity inside the temple.
Ellena,
There are a lot of huge pillars and shelves there that are now empty, completely empty.
mhm. With a small tear in her eye, Ellena will walk down and investigate these shelves and things.
If you want roll, make a use of force roll here because
Okay? Because secret thing.
secret. Yeah. Make a roll. Oh.
I already got a 28 earlier, so that's already got a bump up anyway. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You get a feeling that this place used to house uh, a great treasure trove of knowledge. Um, you feel as you're walking in the empty shelves of the memories of the Jedi Order itself. Uh, you're actually walking in the place that, come on, the first vault that holocrons were kept.
Oh, I am in the one place Anakin could never get to, and I'm practically younger than he was. Eat that, Anakin.
As I said, there is nothing in there. There's just a vast empty space.
Mhm. I think this will be a good time to switch back to Dwayne, don't you?
Yes, yes.
It is.
And so, Jawain, you are there contemplating what just happened.
Mhm.
Um, you have the feeling that the sick feeling that you had before is slowly going away, and you feel better again. But you have the feeling that something didn't work as you would like, maybe. Uh, and
I gave
you
you that idea.
and you get the feeling that maybe whatever this ruby thing was, this rod, all these thing, strange things, they were trying to tell you something.
Join us. And
Join.
together we will rule the galaxy. Yes, I think they were trying to tell me something.
Yes. As yours,
Anything else I contemplate?
yes, you feel a
I-
presence approaching.
approaching where?
The room you're in right now.
From what side?
Um, the way that you came in, pretty much.
I turn around to see.
Okay, so you're waiting at the door, yeah, then.
I said I turn around to see the presence.
Okay.
Do I
Um,
see anybody?
no, because whoever it is hasn't reached the doorway yet.
Okay. I hide somewhere,
Okay. You
and
hide behind one of the chairs, pretty much.
wherever it's a good hiding spot to see what is this presence.
Okay, you
Basically, I
can.
mean, the chances are it's probably the other girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If
This
you
is the
Uh,
want
same
to
feeling I
roll,
was getting.
if you want to roll a stealth,
oh, you let me know if it is needed.
okay,
That's all. Like if it's the other girl, it probably doesn't matter. If it's somebody else, we will roll a stealth to see how
okay,
well I took uh,
okay.
basically. But yeah, I hide for now.
Sure
Uh,
enough, sure enough, you see a silhouette um, peeking inside the room, and you see Dessa's face looking around.
Okay.
Will you get out of your hidey hole or keep there?
I will let I will let her. I will give some minutes to see what she's doing.
Okay. She looks around and says, "Where these two have gone now?" Damn
Mm.
it." And after she gives a look, she continues down the
Mm.
corridor.
Down the corridors the other way.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So I go back to my to meditating. Um,
perfect.
is there any way, since this is a holy place, whatever, to contact Ilvala from here or Ilvala or
Ilva.
Ilva.
Ilva?
You could try.
Okay. Um, let's see. Because that was my thought after I contemplated. Um, let's see. Uh, well, it doesn't matter. Uh, thank
Bum,
God I didn't roll that.
Um,
bum, 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 bum.
Uh, thank God. Thank God I rolled it in something that didn't matter.
Yes.
yeah.
It
Uh,
wasn't important
You
to.
I mean,
feel
I could talk to her now or later. Wow,
Yeah,
big change.
exactly. Doesn't
through the
make a
force, you
big
Um,
feel you
difference.
really, really need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
so, okay, if I'm done contemplating and thinking
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff, I go out of the chamber.
Okay.
You go to
And
you go to Desa.
yes, and I'm like, pointing Taysa or grabbing her dress or whatever to say I'm here, basically.
Okay. As you approach her, you can see that she actually took wind of of you approaching her and turns around and says, "Oh, it's you.
Okay.
Where have you been?"
Uh, I point out I was here, basically.
Okay. Okay. You seem fine, she says while she's looking at you. And then says, "Oh yeah, I always forget you can't actually understand."
If I remember, I can understand. Oh no, he doesn't have a communicator.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't have a
I
translator
know
like I do.
I know he has a translator, but both people need to have the translator.
Yeah.
That is what I
Yeah, no,
And
I
then
know
with
you do, but she doesn't. She can't communicate with you without the notepad like I can.
anyway.
with a few hand gestures and by actually saying Elena's name, which you of course know, uh, you understand that she's asking, "Where's Elena?"
I I shrug.
Perfect, she
I
says.
don't know.
At least I found you. Let's
Let's call it a
wait
day. Yeah.
here, I guess. So, Elena, are you going to continue your investigation in there, or are you going to turn back?
I'm gonna. I think Elena's got a very inquisitive mind and wants to know. She wants to know as much about this place as she can grasp. So yeah, she's gonna investigate.
Okay. So you're investigating even further. You find a corridor that has been completely uh, walled out. Uh, there's not a blast door uh, or a door there anymore. It's just wall,
Mhm.
and that makes you think a little bit. Where did that lead to? Other than that, there is nothing too much out of the ordinary. There, you get the strange feelings that you had pretty much the entire time that you entered this floor, and you get a small, let's say, not voice, but thought in your head that tells you perhaps it's better to go back to the others.
I do listen
You,
to the
you're
voice.
not sure. You're not sure um, if that's you or not.
I do think about going back, but first I actually find a clear space in the middle. Um, a little bit more confident of herself now. She actually meditates and reaches out into the netherworld of the Force to try and see if there's any guidance from the Force itself as to her next course of action.
Mm-hmm. 24. Okay. Pretty much you feel that you should heed you should take your hands and don't second guess yourself. You get the feeling that you will be able to have a good response to whatever comes next. You feel much less worried.
I get up. I will and think to myself, I can contact the old masters one day again if I need help. And in the middle of the in the room to myself, and I say a little bit out loud. I say, Quinlan, Master Voss, I know you're lost to us, and you're one with the Force now, but thank you for everything.
Anytime, kid. Okay.
Okay.
No, no, but it was perfect. I couldn't resist.
and I
Yeah,
and I thank you for that.
I do too. That was perfect.
She smiles at herself and she says one last time before leaving the room, "I'll make you proud of me, I promise." And she starts heading back the way she came to try and find the others.
Okay. As you're getting back, you can see somewhere along the way, they and Zawain standing there, staring the walls. And when they see you, says, "Ah, there you are." Okay.
Sorry to sorry to keep you waiting. What's going on?
What's going on is that this place gives me the creeps. I think we should leave.
I concur. I believe I'm dumb here anyway. I look at Joanne. You don't look too good, my friend. Are you okay?
Utini,
Can I make a perception on Joanne to see what's wrong with him?
you can make a perception. Yes. That's actually good. He's somewhat
He thinks he
concerned.
thinks. Damn it.
Yeah, you see him concerned, and that's a first.
I just look at Dasa and I go, he doesn't look too good. We should probably get him some medical attention.
Uh, she looks back at him and says, "I don't think that's necessary. I mean, he looks fine."
I give her a stern look and go, I think differently. I look at him now and he there's something off about him. He's a lot more I, he's a lot more put off than usual.
More put off than usual, she says.
Either way, we should get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I had enough of this place, she says.
I walk to the front and guide them out, and I'm not hiding this. I actually look a lot more confident than days that last saw me.
Mm-hmm. Since you roll the perception, you can see that Desa herself is a bit not out of her element exactly, but she doesn't seem she doesn't seem very confident in there.
I slow up a little bit, let Data catch up and go. Is something wrong?
She looks at you and says, I don't know. As I said before, this place gives me the creeps.
I give her a smile and touch her shoulder and go, then maybe the sooner we get out of here, the better you'll feel. If not, I'm here for you.
She smiles back. Good to know. Yes, let's get out of here and let's hope that the others haven't killed anyone.
I nod. I say,
No, we didn't talk about killing anyone. Have a bit more confidence on us, damn it.
I give her a smile, go, they're not fools. They'll be fine. Also, weird favor. If you see large boulders at some point during our travel back, let me know.
She looks puzzled at you. Okay, I guess.
We head back to where Neo and Catch are.
Yes, everyone else is back, and you can see
But
that.
Neo, when he sees Daisa come back with Elena and Jawain, looks at her a bit worried and said, I thought we had agreed that you would just, make sure that there wasn't anyone else around, making sure that trouble and that, and stick to her story. Because, it wasn't part of the plan going for then.
She looks at you and says, yeah, I know, but I get distracted sometimes myself. Sorry.
Okay. She relaxed.
Is there anything that in this room that or nearby that piques Elena's interest?
There are a few things, but not really.
Any boulders of any kind?
No,
Oh, damn it. Stop it with the boulders already.
you will never become Ketch. It's not a boulder, it's a rock.
I'm not trying to be Catch.
Sure.
I hope
So you start.
I hope Tyrant knows what I'm referencing because I'm not going to try and explain any further.
Yeah.
So let's do something for our little friend here, Daisa says. And you see her taking his arm
Hmm.
and quickly twisting his little finger.
Neo looks at him and says, what the heck are you doing?
When she does that, he actually wakes up in a state of pain and goes, "Ah, what on earth?" And he starts looking around.
I crouch down and give him a very
Neo also crouched down to the guard, worried of looking mainly at the hand that this, I guess, touched, worry for a poor guy. No need to be so cruel to when waking up someone.
He starts looking around and says, "What happened? Where are my guns?" He starts reaching for his blaster and says,
Neo raises his hand and says, calm down, calm down. We don't know who happened, but some guy appeared. We all moved to his side. He went Neo signals the way that they had come here down here. That way, he probably got out. I'm not sure what happened. We weren't sure what to do, so we all stay here with you. But
"Ah,
he
damn it!
passed a lot of time.
This is what I get for not abiding to the rules and getting you people down here to." But then again, if we didn't come here, this
Yeah, you
could
wouldn't
be.
know. It could be worse.
Yes, yes. Might have worked out, actually. Oh, damn it. Now I'm going to get into trouble with the upper.
You could always say that you had a bit of free time and decided to just check out in case and you were surprised.
He looks around and says, I think that an investigation without informing the higher ups would be the first step. And if we actually find
Sure, sure.
evidence,
We will keep quiet. We won't say anything.
Good, good. That's good. Also, what on earth happened to my finger? And he looked at his pinky finger, at which Desa
Neo
says,
looks at that. Neo looks at that and says, "We couldn't agree on the way to wake you up, and some of us decided to act on their own. Sorry."
he looks at his finger, uh, looks at you and says, "You could use some water."
It's what I wanted to do, but there were other ways, like a slap or making noise, and we were all disagreeing. And when we didn't notice, one of us decided to go with the pinky method. He says
He could.
awkward and saying it. Pinky method.
Ellena is visibly face palming at this point.
Uh, okay,
I say
Miss.
jokingly to the guard, you see why I'm normally the one who's in charge of these decisions. I don't condone their actions.
Decision.
Me either, Neo quickly says.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yes.
Are you going to be okay, my friend? Do you need medical attention?
No, no, I'll be fine.
As long as you're sure.
Yes, yes, and as long as you are not going to inform any officials about this little event, because if you do, we are all into trouble.
Of course, of course.
Good, good, good. Also, in case something turns up, I would like to be able to contact one of you. What?
Sure, sure. Here, I will give you my comlink. I give him a channel to
Okay,
communicate.
I'll
okay.
give you my MySpace page.
MySpace, yes. He
Yeah,
writes it
sure,
down
sure.
and
My
he's
space.
okay, okay. Let's get out. And you
Mhm,
see him getting up and
mhm,
walking towards come on
mhm.
the upper floors with all of
Neo,
you.
while we are working, goes to around Elena and this and asks them, either of them, have you noticed any cameras where you were? Because if they are, maybe we'll get into trouble and I will have to avoid that call. And if it ever comes, we can just, have to do our business much quicker than expected and bolt it out of here.
Um,
Elena says that she didn't notice anything and then looks at Dasa.
Mhm.
You followed us in. Did you notice anything?
mm, Funny enough, I didn't see any security cameras down there.
On the way there, either, right?
Yes, it begs the question why that is. I mean,
Don't ask it. We got lucky. That's enough.
yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Let's get out of here.
Mhm. I want to roll, uh, and I roll. I know I'm going to hate the roll I'm going to do.
Okay,
I'm going to roll a perception to see how are both Elena and Jawain to see if I notice anything.
okay.
Oh god, I rolled well! I rolled a 17! I rolled well! It
Okay?
happened! The miracle happened!
The miracle happened. They're not in. Elena seems to be strangely well.
Mm-hmm. And Jawain, because I asked him for both.
Jawain is
I'm back, by the way.
yes.
Sorry, what? What did you say, Mears? I didn't hear you.
Jawain is back. That's what I said. Uh,
Basically, I think what we're going for is Elena looks better than usual. Joanne looks worse than usual.
Well, not worse than usual. He seems a little bit worried because,
Hmm.
not worried exactly. He seems, skeptical.
Okay.
Whereas Elena seems a lot more confident in herself. She's moving
Hmm.
a lot more elegantly.
Hmm.
So, as you're exiting the temple,
Hmm.
um, and you get back to your ship,
Yeah.
Tessa starts getting a little back to her usual self and says, "Okay,
Hmm.
now that all this weirdo stuff is over, no offense," says,
None
Hmm.
taken.
uh, it's time for us to get down to business. My contact is a Rodian named Preldu. He has an affinity with droids and computers in general, and I think that if there is anyone able to find information or something useful at the very least for our come on scientist friend, could be him.
Hmm.
Thing is, as I
Okay.
said, he resides in one of the most infamous places on Coruscant,
Hmm.
some would say.
Do you
Uh,
know how to get there?
oh, yes, I do. That won't
Then
be
it
a
shouldn't be
problem.
much. Then it shouldn't be much of a problem
No, it won't. No, it
as long
won't.
as we handle it well.
Hopefully. And now that you're back at the ship and you're getting ready to fly, um, still sketch how to get to one of the huge vents
Well. Mhm.
that lead to the bowels of Coruscant's underworld.
While this will she's doing that, surprisingly, instead of worrying for Elena, seeing as she's much better and feeling like she doesn't have to worry about her, noticing that there is something weird about Jawain, he Neo goes to him and asks him, "Hey, did everything go well in that temple? In the temple?"
No, no, he's
Yeah.
not.
Perfect, Jawain. Quiet.
No, everything. No, it's not fine.
Mm, basic now. His mind is blown.
Yes, as Tyron put it a while ago, Jermaine doesn't feel great. He's got a road stuck in his stomach. He's he's been impaled by the M25.
Oh,
Exactly.
he said Neo said that actually, if you notice.
Uh, I know.
He's back.
Okay. So I asked if you are feeling okay, Jawain.
Um, I'm fine. I assume nothing. I assume I'm asking the DM. I assume nothing is wrong with me. So
No,
I'm asking
it's
regarding the temple, you know.
no,
yeah.
no. I in terms of I'm asking the DM. It doesn't. I don't feel that something is wrong with me first,
Mhm.
and then I'm fine. And you're asking. You said regarding the table. Repeat.
No, I asked if everything went well in the temple. I asked.
Well, how to say it in the most straightforward way. Um, yeah, it was. a good place to contemplate uh, and to be lost around.
Uh, you see that Neo looks weird and says to be lost around? He's saying it in the way that, he wants you to expand curious about what you mean.
He literally didn't know where he is.
No, yeah, okay, no problem. We will wait you. Actually, it's a perfect time for another bathroom break for me.
Oh, great.
Crap happens.
Oh, not great.
Bodily
Actually,
fluids.
yeah. Give me a second myself because I need a very tiny. Oh, he's back.
Okay. It was a big temple. There's a big temple. It is a big place to go exploring.
I think Neo.
Yeah, he's gone for a bathroom break.
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
uh,
So, as this is happening,
as this is happening, this conversation's happening, we can cut back to. We can cut in between this if we need to. Elena is in her room, because I already discussed this with you earlier, Riss. She's in
yes,
her room on her own. If anyone comes in, I'm fine to roleplay that, but for now, she's in her room studying all the hollow records she has of Calerid in particular, with a tear running down her eye, and she's actually confidently saying to herself, "There's no reason for me to be scared anymore. I can do this. I will save you, my old friend." And she keeps repeating it to herself again and again and again,
I'm
watching the
back.
vids.
he's back.
He's
Mhm.
back. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, wanted curiously explain what Yahweh meant with it was a good place to get lost around.
Oh no, Jawain.
Very
Yeah.
organized.
This is
so,
the
so,
perpetual.
sorry.
Mhm,
So what I said.
mhm. Yeah,
Perpetual.
you said it was a good place to get lost around, so
Yeah,
was
it,
to
it,
understand you more.
it was. It is a big place with many. Uh, it is a big place with many places to explore.
Oh, so a good place to explore. Okay, yeah, I get that. Uh, Sorry to bother you. And if Jewin, doesn't have anything to add, goes away.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Mhm.
Jawain, if you want to contact,
Ilvada.
yes, Silva, you know how to do it. So
Oh, no, I don't. Okay, I mean, we could contact Ilvada if we are not planning to do anything else. Okay,
well, we are planning to do something
we are not planning anything.
to get down to level
Business.
13.
We're just using this time to do
You,
any
you,
roleplay we
w-
want to do out in the way before we
yeah,
do there.
we can role play on the way there
Yes.
because
Okay, yeah, let's contact Ilvada. If you want me to
Okay.
roll, I can roll.
Um,
Otherwise, like
if
I can wait to meet. I can wait to meet here when we meet here. Like
okay,
after the whole case, if I fail, it's not like
okay.
There's
that.
also the
That
option. There's also the option of asking Elena to borrow that encrypted holocron that she made.
yeah.
no. I'm going to contact you with the force. Uh,
Hmm.
do you want me to roll?
Yes, because it's somewhat, you know.
Uh, 31.
Oh,
Not bad.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
you're actually successful.
No, I almost critted actually.
Yeah, it's almost a crit. That's amazing. Nice, nice, nice.
So yes, you're successful.
Yeah, I say hello. Leave a message after. Okay, so
Hello there.
I explain exactly what I saw. So
Okay. Tell pretty much it says that you have come a long way and that you should be wary because this is not unheard of. Uh, the dark side is always probing people to find their weak spots and take advantage of it.
hmm,
Um, you should be careful about your own feelings. Every time that something is telling you to do it, you should stop yourself and ask yourself whether you should do it or not. Instinct is very good to have, and this is how we survive, she says. And I believe you understand that better than most. She says that because, you're a Jawa. You're pretty much
Instinct
scrambling
is his
around.
thing. Hmm.
Yes. Uh, but that doesn't mean that you are safe from influence. In any case, it seems that there is some kind of recurring themes, which makes things easier for us to discern what exactly is happening. But at the same time, it enforces that the idea that we're dealing with some extremely dangerous stuff. So keep your wits about you, and I don't actually understand what this rod was, he says, or pretty much anything else you described me. I understand this. Come on, the scrap waste, because you had seen something similar to that before. I understand what happened at the end, and I might find a small connection, she says. When you first approached the the rod, you had no problems. But the moment you started interacting with the ruby, this is where things uh, started
Go
to turn
south.
around. Maybe the creatures you saw, maybe something similar happened to the creatures that you saw that were trying to reach the rod. In any case, don't take any of this literally. Uh, the force always has a way to mess with your mind. I don't think that any of this actually had a literal translation, but it certainly has their meaning.
yeah. So he said something about. She said something about the creatures basically.
Yeah, maybe the creatures were trying to deactivate the rod, but they were not successful, and they died.
And I deactivated it. Yeah, as far as I know. Let's proceed.
Yes, you were able to touch it without any problems at first, but when you started
Oh
interacting
no,
with the ruby,
I understand. Don't
yeah.
worry. Let's proceed.
So that's what she has to say. And she also says that she would like to meet that place at some point, the Jedi Temple, to see for herself what's happening, what's going on there.
Okay.
Oh, muted. So, something else that you want to discuss?
Mm, no, not really.
Okay. Anyone else?
Like I said,
Nope.
I'm studying the Calerian recordings intently. So if anyone wants to interact with me in that, or if you must have any NPCs who want to interact with me while we're doing that, I'm fine with it. Otherwise, I'm just studying those
Neo,
holograms.
Neo saw that the temple was good for Ellena, so he had nothing to ask. He was curious about Jawain, so he got his curiosity satisfied. So he doesn't have anything else to talk because on his kitchen he wanted to talk about the wall that we're staying a long time while waiting for, stuff to happen.
Well, I mean, like everything was fake, so like it's all right, not a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah, exactly.
All the artifacts were fake. They're not worth looking at.
They were just
Exactly, they weren't the real things. So what was the time talking about that?
come on, guys. They were just CGI special effects.
Can you see the special effects?
Mhm.
Uh,
So yeah, unless anyone else in the party or Data herself wants
Yeah.
to interact with me, or I get a call from Kukruk or Ilva, I'm not really saying anything. I'm just studying the Calerian recordings.
mhm.
Mm.
So, this actually is quite preoccupied with Ket to how to go
Mhm.
uh, to reach level 1313. So that's pretty much what's happening.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Uh, so you are getting near a huge port. Uh,
Eh, Before we proceed, I want to say something.
yes.
I have about 15
Sure.
minutes.
Okay.
Uh, so,
15 or
uh,
50.
We should end it here.
15.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, either we end it here, or or we can take a small break and continue after I have switched, basically.
I'm
Um,
I'm happy to do either thing, so it's up to you guys.
Yes, me
Mhm.
too.
Same.
anyway, so we can continue, and you guys decide.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm fine with either. So
Yeah,
really,
I'm fine with either.
Hmm.
Seems my
Mm-hmm.
mic's not picking up his stuff as much, so I don't know how well I'm coming through.
Oh,
We
Don't
can hear you
worry.
okay.
fine.
We can hear you fine. Yes.
Okay.
yeah, we can.
At
Um,
least now.
yeah, we can have a small break, or
Yeah, we can have a small break. And if you're okay, we can continue. If not, we end
Yeah,
it here.
we let I will let you know how, but I will let you know before I leave how we will do it then. Anyway,
Okay.
let's proceed.
okay.
Okay. So you're entering a huge port. Uh, this gives you directions to approach a specific. How are these called now? I always forget.
She says that in character.
No,
She does. She does. She
She does.
does.
She does.
it does. Okay.
She does.
Uh,
Look, she's not that much older than Ellena. She's allowed to have a stupid moment.
uh, okay, because I'm going to have. Uh, I'm not going to remember
Roll.
the name. Let's go on. Uh,
Landing that thingy.
yes.
That is its literal name now. It's the
It
thingy.
has a
Should I
specific
should I
name.
turn up the music as we're approaching,
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Sure.
cranking up the bass?
And as you enter, you see that there is an enormous opening uh, that leads downwards. When you get there and start descending, you can see that it's even bigger and goes deeper than you first thought possible. Um, you continue to descend for almost an hour.
Okay.
This might get someone who's a little claustrophobic or something like that, biting their nails out.
Neo is not claustrophobic, so there's no problem there.
Okay,
I've only got one way to respond to that question.
what is this roll?
I tried to use the force to calm myself and tap into my feelings, and it didn't work.
Okay, you're panicking. Uh,
Okay, we hear panicking somewhere. Neo ask someone to take his place when he goes down to look at that.
back at square one. Uh,
Yeah.
what actually gets your attention is that there is a lot of ships and a lot of vessels going around. Going up, going down, getting inside small ports uh, between ship sex. Yes.
Yeah, basically I rolled a 2, so that's why I'm panicking.
Yeah, between the huge tunnel that leads downwards, and at long last, you actually reach the bottom.
I've always
Uh,
hated heights.
and you see that underneath there is a whole new city, a whole different city. There are
Mhm.
buildings directly down, as you can see. There are buildings and uh, even ports at the ceiling of the enormous cavity,
Mhm.
and huge, let's call them columns, that are supporting uh, the whole cavity, which goes as far as the eye can see. It is seemingly endless.
Okay.
The
And
air
a big
down,
hole.
yes. Actually, you can see faint light from other holes in a
Mhm.
huge distance from the point that
Mhm.
you descended. So there are other ways to get down to level 1313.
Mhm.
So you can see that it is a second Khorasan beneath Khorasan, pretty much.
Yeah.
Coruscant 2.0.
Yes.
Mhm. No,
Um,
I think if Coruscant oh 1 is above, this is Coruscant point oh 5.
yes.
This
Yes.
is the Coruscant expansion.
Khorasan.
We have to pay £4.99 to actually to get access to this. It's got exclusive party
On
content.
installation. On installation.
Where the
Yep.
poor people are.
Yes. Um,
Here
and
you get here you get here you get to roll the Jawa Commodore origin.
and as you are start flying, this is okay. If I remember correctly, we should turn left here, and she shows one of the huge
Mhm.
columns that, as you can see, that they have in all of their sides there are huge skyscrapers, kind of buildings built
Mhm.
at,
On
attached.
on the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, So, about this place, as I said before, this is one of the most notorious places on Coruscant. It's rotten underbelly, as some would refer to it.
Like every place we have gone to.
Yes,
I don't mean that that I don't mean that in the sense of everything is rotten or that, but every place has its dark side and all that.
pretty much. Um, thing is, thing is, he says, this
Mhm.
place is run by criminals, pretty much.
Bottle
So,
shock. That's not real. It's a
yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly. Wait, who did write that for Neo? I didn't write that. It's not
Lord.
wrong, but it's not wrong. But I want to know to give them the credit.
we
Sitting
have
right
to be.
here, playing the person he probably role playing the most with.
Mhm. So we should be careful. The best advice I have to give you is to be invisible.
Too much, says Neo. At the time, at the same time, they probably catch says no problem or something like that.
Ellena just sighs.
When what I mean by invisible is to draw as little attention as you can.
So in
Yeah,
essence,
not
don't whip
a
out my
problem.
light. I just say so. In essence, don't whip out my lightsaber. Got it.
Uh,